In the night, so cold rocket dreams, resilience in the fold, hedge pressurizing, the charts are bold, dating bands rapping stories untold. Flying with rocket scooter AI, up we go reaching for the sky. Every train home never dies, on the edge as the numbers fly. Checking the charts, midnight glory, heartbeat thumping, another story. Green and red, flashing voices loud, future kings standing on their cloud. Riding with rocket scooter AI, up we go reaching for the sky. Every train home never dies, on the edge as the numbers fly. Ascending, mind on fire, never ending. Trees of gold, endless fight, push on through the endless night. Riding with rocket scooter AI, up we go reaching for the sky. Every train home never dies, on the edge as the numbers fly. Charts, midnight glory, heartbeat thumping, another story. Green and red, flashing voices loud, future kings standing on their cloud. Checking the charts with AI, Push on through the endless night. Push on through the endless night.
Howdy, folks. Good morning. How y'all doing today? Look at this little hair sticking out. There we go. All right. Good morning. Good morning, everybody. What's up, Fraser? What's up, Cal? Victor? Nathan? Simon Dean? What's up? Good morning. Hold on a second here. Mark, good morning from evening from Australia. What's up, Legend with a Gluey? Just me talking out loud. What's up? Drawings, Harold, Saint M's, Diana, good morning. Sean, good morning. Morning, everybody. Kevin, Ranker. What's up with the market today, guys? Gotta get those candles right. I know, right? Looks like the situation has escalated in the Middle East over the weekend. As you know, we have announced bombing some nuclear facility, Iran. They threaten to retaliate with like sleeper cell terrorists and stuff, and back and forth. And Wall Street kind of like gapped down and traded right back up. So don't think that there is any more patience for, or I guess like I say, there is more patience for that in the news as far as impact it has on the market. Not as crazy as it was before. Ready to make some cash? Let's go. Yep. What's up? Good morning, DJ Boat. Y'all hit that like button. You guys know that. All right. Let's see if we can get 1,000 viewers today. You guys know the drill. Our new thing is every time we hit 1,000 viewers, I'll give away an extra Tradeify straight to funded account on top of what we do for our other giveaway. All right, let's get to it. All right, what's up? Dean T Gold, Digger, DJ Boat, Claudia, Sticky, Jim, Mike, Jonathan, good morning. Johan, what's up? May, what's up? CS Elsti, I don't know how to pronounce that. T6, what's up? Cool, ready to make some cash. I know. Marina, what's up? Good morning. Gary, Annie, David, Saab, Board, Panda, James, Shane, Annie. Traders love Mondays. I love Mondays. I get bored on the weekend sometimes. I'm like, can't wait for work. We watched videos 1 through 9 the course of the weekend. Your mind is blown. James Weston. Oh, awesome, man. Glad you like it. Good morning, Chris Walker, Jay, and everyone else that keeps talking. What's up? Liga Rocks here last couple of days. Wonder if Discord is free or have to subscribe to get access. Want to get a deeper look in before committing. It is technically free if you have the platform. The Discord is not a paid service on its own. It's just supplementary. Like with our system or our stuff, like our system or our trading platform, if you use the platform, the Discord is free. The boot camp is free. Everything is like all in one. So by itself, the Discord is behind that paywall, but mainly for the reason to keep the quality high. We don't have like a pay for access to the Discord. It's like it's not even for sale separately. We found in the past, we've debated back and forth. Sometimes, you know, there are periods where Discord was free and there's periods when it wasn't. And then, so ultimately, because Discord is horrible and there's bots everywhere and fake mats everywhere, we ultimately decided to keep Discord behind, like basically for just people that are using the platform. But if you check everything out and want to take the plunge after, we always tell people after 3 days, if you decide it's not for you, we just can refund you for whatever you paid for like your subscription or whatever. 21,770. Oh, look at that beautiful hedge pressure bounce last night. What is this? I'll delete that. Okay, let's get our closing price on there. Grab all my little notes that I had written. Put these things over here. Oh, there you go. I'll bring you over there. Bring you over here. Oh, wait. Right here. Where's... All right. Let's get this all ready for today. Beautiful monthly hedge pressure bounce a second ago. Yellow line still at 985 level. There's our half gaps coming here somewhere. Let's prep the S&P. Just the same. Oh yeah, the boot camp. Oh, announcement. The boot camp does start today. If you were ever contemplating checking out what we do, jump into the boot camp. It starts today. This is every 2 months we restart it. It's a whole thing that we do. It's a 20-day long thing. It's a live session every single day. We train you top to bottom in everything day trading, as well as everything platform, and all the tools and all the stuff that I use, risk management, style, market avoidance strategies, all that stuff. All these. And that starts today, you guys. So if you ever wanted to check out to learn what it is we do, our boot camp is phenomenal. People have said it's life-changing to them. No guarantee anything will come of it from you guys, of course. Just be, you know, trading's hard, obviously, but I'm very proud of the boot camp we put together. It is by far the most substantial trading education you'll ever get, and it's only 20 bucks. And we never charge a dime more. The goal is for everyone to learn it. If you're out there doing trader funding programs, anything that's geared for that, and we invite you to check it out. Today is the day we start. It is a huge event that we do every couple of months, and it's 20 days, $20, $1 a day. That's the only And that's it. And it's not like, you know, I've seen a lot of trading education out there where it's like, yeah, $20 and you go and that's the first class. And they're like, okay, 1,000 more. Nothing, no rug pulls, nothing. That's it. There is no hidden anything. It is what it is. You can learn everything for the cost of a book. That was the goal. One book. Well, maybe one book before inflation. I think books might cost more than $20 now. All right, it's got everything loaded up here. Probably keep this nearby. It's gonna be moving that in a second. All right, hopefully resilience will be greater than 0 today because we should be gapping up and then we stay there. Is there a chance to get in the bootcamp? Yeah, so here's the link to that, you guys. Let me give you all the link. It's been such an incredible participation. Let me tell you guys something. We have this thing that the members started doing last year, which is after the boot camp. I was telling somebody about it, and somebody in stream, I think it was K-Spec, was like, hey, look, somebody just do it. I'll donate $20 to the chat. Like, well, actually, they told me, like, Matt, turn on super chats because I'm gonna write something. And I was like, oh, okay. So I had to go figure out how to turn on super chats. You see everybody with like the green next to their name, they all sign up as subscribers. This is all started because one person wanted to donate money so that they can buy them a boot camp. They're like, let me buy this person a boot camp. And then they did it. And then someone else was like, I'd like to donate as well. And then it became a thing where a couple of people donated. And then the next time, people that took the boot camp paid it forward as well. And then we had like 5 or 10 people donate. And then after that boot camp, like as we're approaching, people donate again. And every single time it's been record breaking. This time we've donated 40 free seats to the boot camp, 40 from member donations. It's been incredible. Everyone does it and then they decide to pay it forward, especially people that did it for free. They're like, holy shit, let me pay it forward. It's been such an incredible, like the community taking care of the community. I love it. It's absolutely awesome. So my tell to people is if someone ever does donate a class, especially like the last minute or whatever, before we start, I'll donate $60 for every 20 someone donates. So I'll buy 3 as well from the, so we had some fun with that. Not encouraging people to go out there and do it. I'm just saying it's just become a tradition here. So you may see people donating, or they have donated. These Thursday and Friday were huge, and it was kind of like such a fun event that we did. It's only $20. That's it. There's the link. Yeah. It's start to finish. Our first class is called Edge and Probabilities. It talks about the probabilities of everything we do, and really the secret to profitable day trading. There is a secret. There's a trick. There is definitely a trick. There's something that you're not doing that's probably one of the major reasons that you're not hitting your goals. And we talk about why that is. And we help you explore over the course of the boot camp different ways to achieve that particular thing. No guarantees, of course. Obviously, you have to be very honest with people. No guarantees anything will make you profitable. Bootcamp is called Profitability Mindset. It's to teach you how to think about profitability while you're trading. Every decision you make is profitability. Oh, I have like a pain in my neck here. Bootcamp is $20. $1 a day. What's up, Tyler? Good morning. Yeah, so 40 seats were given away. One of the days it was like we gave away like 24, and then one of them gave away like 16, something like that. Use the strategy in Asia or London. Yeah, you can. All right, today guys, we're gonna gap down, fill the gap. Now we're sitting pretty in that area over here. 59.96 was blue hedge pressure. So market's nice and chill. So this is a straight up resilience play today. Obviously yesterday, you know, we hit yellow lines, sold off. So now we're seeing if the market's going to recover or not after all that stuff. Looks like we market gap down, went up through here. I'm already up a little bit of cash this morning. I traded 1 second. I'm already up about $3,000 just in my fund index accounts. That's it. I didn't trade my Tradeify because Tradeify's website was down, and my login wasn't saved on my laptop, so I couldn't even log in. And I was like, where is that written down? And I was like, whatever, I'll just skip it. I grabbed lower DD band. Right at the dip. It's pretty simple. And I just scalped it up very quickly to hit the $1,000 target I need to get in each one of those accounts 3 times, and then that's it. That was super clean. All right. Do you guys have a fantastic weekend? You messed with your 150K on Friday. Sad that you 15 minis. You used 15 minis to get out of a loss? Whoa. Like you were just about to bust and you just like YOLO'd in. Brand new to this channel, it's my strategy. We do volume prediction. We're the only people that does anything like that. We use different techniques for volume prediction. We can find high probable pivots based on volume. We can use different kinds of ways to do that. Mostly gamma exposure and options landscape to trade futures. And then we also do a bunch of exploits, mechanical exploits, like these bands are based on margin requirements, predict volume. I'll show you in just a second. Make sure you draw these up really quick. ES and Q. U and Q. Okay, perfect. Or arbitrage. So basically, if you look on my screen, when the market opens, you'll see a bunch of tools pop up. There's numbers up here. There's some indicators down there. And when I go my equities chart, I'll show you liquidity map. Liquidity map is something that will show you flow and direction based on the options landscape and the underlying futures ETF that tracks the index, the underlying index. So the index ETF. So like we're trading S&P, for example, we'll look at SPY. SPY has liquidity map. And we will use pivots and arrows right here to show me which direction the flow is based on the options landscape. All things being equal, that's the natural trajectory of price to balance out the risk in the options world as people are hedging their stuff to neutral dealers. So as an example, in liquidity map, this one says BLD from Friday. As you see, BLD is resistance pressure from orange to blue, and they pivot off of each other. There's your orange to blue, and they pivot off of each other. You see that? Once you break through orange, it was a sell-off down to there. And we use liquidity maps to help find direction, and I trade futures with it. So those open it right at 9:30 in the morning. We get the printout. And so basically, I find volume, I set risk and reward, and I make a trade. That's it. Arbitrage allows us to track the stocks all at the same time, and if the index is lagging behind the stocks, or the index futures are lagging behind the stocks. It's pretty cool. Our style here is unique, and it's pretty good. So stick around. How do you get access to the Zoom? There's a channel in the Discord. It says it's called Zoom Calls, and the link is posted there every day. And we go right at market close. Bum, 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 bum. Y'all excited about today? Let's see if we get a nice rockin' clean trading day today. Question is, we're getting a gap up on resilience being positive. Is the market done? What the heck? On demand? What is that shit? Actually click something on Thinkorswim or something? What the hell? I didn't start the... Okay, let me go. Oh, Thinkorswim has that, what is it called? On-demand market replay feature. Oh, that's interesting. I must accidentally click the button there. There we go. I was like, wait, I didn't start the market replay. I used to remember, like, God, like 10 years ago, when I would write strategies, I would test them on market replay on Thinkorswim, and it was absolutely garbage and buggy. I wonder if they ever made it work all these years. Did they ever, you guys ever use the market replay feature on Thinkorswim to like do your practice trading or whatever? So I was like trying to get these charts open. I accidentally enabled it somehow. I just turned it off, but I don't know when I clicked to make it enable. And I always remember it was always like a buggy piece of crap. Whatever it's doing is like freezing on my Thinkorswim now. It never worked, right? Is this still really bad? Yeah, it was always just like very crummy. Okay, so today VIX is below BBB 21.3. Let's keep an eye on this. It's right on the edge. Any rejection and selling from that would actually be pretty good for the market. We want to see stable, clean market, rock solid pivots. This trick right here is going to tell you if the market's going to be choppy or smooth. As you see, it's kind of smooth right now. VIX below 21.3 today will create that effect. Is it laggy as fuck? Yeah. I remember back in the day, I was like, oh, what a cool thing. I can write a strategy and practice live trading it. This is like, 15 years ago. It never worked out well. And then, Thinkorswim was bought by TD Ameritrade, and then it was bought by Schwab. And then it was like, okay, after all these different mergers, you think somebody would just like, do something with Thinkorswim. But here's what happened, once they bought Thinkorswim, they actually never did anything to it. It's very sad. Thinkorswim used to be its own company before TD acquired them. And now Schwab owns them. Like when Tom Sosnoff's still running the show. A little bit of pre-market movement there. Let's get our news up. So what do you guys think about the lower probability of rate cuts from the Fed because of the tariffs? We got the projections last time around. It looks like we talked about this. I've kind of brought this up a million times, but the projections turned out to be kind of like a big bomb drop. Kind of have at least probably one rate cut, if anything, this year instead of two, and then one fewer next year, likely, based on inflation from tariffs. So if you read through the dot plot, you can see that stuff. Is Wall Street going to care anymore? Are we kind of over it? All right, this week, Chicago PMI, 15 minutes after open. Manufacturing PMI, ISM numbers, JOLTS Tuesday. ADP Wednesday, which means the... wait, hold on. No. That's the unemployment. Here we go. And then Thursday is the non-farms. Wait. Friday's a holiday. Am I on the wrong week? This ain't today. Wait a minute. I'm like, No, that's not. We just had the jolts. Okay, now here we are. Here we are. There we go. I'm on the wrong week. I was like, that didn't sound right. Okay. As I'm getting to the bottom, I'm realizing I'm on next week. Okay. Manufacturing PMI, S&P global numbers out this morning. This is going to be 30 minutes from now, which is like 15 after market open. So be careful trading into news. CB consumer confidence, and Powell is talking, probably a non-event because Powell's been reading a script lately that really says the same thing. Powell testifying, continuing through Wednesday. New home sales. I'm a lighter news week. GDP on Thursday. That's the big one this week. Okay. Core PCE and spending. Yada, yada. Okay, so maybe like a light news week. Existing and pending home sales, a composite, and manufacturing PMI, services PMI all come out. A little bit after market open. Other than that, it's going to be kind of smooth sailing. I would say that I'm in the mode of listening to the news right now, and any additional info about Iran and, you know, bombing this, bombing that, everyone back and forth. Devil's advocate, right? And this is going to be like not a popular opinion. And believe I'm not advocating for war at all. I think war is horrible, and people, I pray for the region on both sides. But I feel like everyone's kind of already evacuated, key hot spots like their own nuclear facilities. And it's kind of like one side is like, I'm going to bomb your nuclear facility. The other one's like, well, I'm going to bomb yours. Right now I'm seeing like things they're targeting Israel's nuclear facility. And I'm kind of like, should we just let them do it? It's not a good thing. Like, let's just eliminate each other's nuclear facilities. Okay. Do it. Like, I ain't even mad, bro. Like, nobody's going to get hurt. Everyone, probably is evacuated. You know what I'm saying? This makes sense. Like, isn't that a good thing? Two unstable countries fighting each other want to wipe out each other's nuclear programs. Okay. Can you get started with it already? Like, nobody's getting hurt, just removing each other's capabilities of having nuclear warheads. Kind of like that idea. Both sides remove both of their abilities to have nukes. That sounds cool to me. As long as nobody gets hurt, I don't want anybody to get hurt. You know what I'm saying? I had that thought last night. They're like, the retaliation is we're going to bomb your nuclear facility. And I'm kind of like, oh, no. Oh, please don't. Oh, no. That's horrible. Like, oh, no. Oh, no. Please don't. Then I'm kind of like, I think all the major powers are kind of like, it'd be kind of nice if they just both got rid of each of their facilities and whatever. Anyways, that's a shower that I had. War is horrible, but also more horrible is two crazy countries threatening each other with nukes. Because, I'm just saying, I don't want any future kids of mine to have like an extra arm or something because of the fucking nuclear fallout. Can I be the referee? You do my donuts, I'll take yours. LOL. Somebody says, don't understand why the U.S. isn't getting involved though. I really don't even know either. Well, other than the fact that I think the U.S. just doesn't trust that they're going to be responsible with their nukes. That's the only reason I can think. And it's preemptively setting them back to prevent them from making bombs, I guess. Because they've, it's a fascist regime in Iran, that's clearly, made threats to do it. So I guess we're just making sure that they're not going to, for the sake of the world. Daddy, what was it like before the fire sky? Well, see, behind the gray clouds, there's something called the sun. It's a giant ball of fire that's millions of times bigger than the earth, and you can't even see it because the clouds are so thick. Today's risk interval being 58 on ES with the stop be 58 points. No. So what you have to know is that with the risk interval, what that means is when the market goes up or down on a news event, worst case scenario, you usually see a risk interval range or less being what's spanned. So if you're trading into news, for an example, you can expect that the news can kick you that direction. Now, that's not likely going to happen in, like, you know, a non-volatile environment. It might not span that whole range, but it tells you that the market, a lot of times you ever see like big candles come out and the market just dips so much before it rallies or it dips and sells off. That first move is usually a risk interval distance. That's kind of how far futures will move in a step change to track the underlying. Like that's like the biggest step change you'll see. And so if you're trading into news, you expect that to be the span distance. So make sure your position is small enough such that you can survive a move that much against you. My normal stop is 10 points in the S&P and 40 points in NASDAQ, below a strong pivot. Somebody said the earth is flat. That's 100% true. All right, guys, while you're chilling for a moment here, take a look at these words from our partners. Lots and lots and lots of deals going on right now in the prop firm world. Still 30% off a take profit, 30% off a Tradeify. I think they're still doing the buy one, get one on buy funded futures as well. Basically using Rocket Scooter code. The more you guys use our code for your prop firms, the more we can go out there and negotiate for our giveaways that we do. And we are now up to giving away about 100 accounts every month, which means we do giveaways every day, multiple. And so you guys using prop firm codes, we do get matched or exceeding the best deal out there. So if a website is having a deal, Rocket Scooter code works to that deal. And in that we take that credit and we do two things with it. Number one is we negotiate them to give us a lot of accounts to give away. Then we buy more with the money that we make. Number two is what was I gonna say? Oh, my brain just stopped mid thought. Yeah, we do giveaways with that. And every single month, if you are having like a month where you've spent a lot on prop firms using our code, we do a lifetime Rocket Scooter giveaway once a month for people who have spent $1,000 the previous month on prop firms. So an example is you have been trading prop firms and you had a bad month, blew up a bunch, you're kind of disheartened. We have a lifetime giveaway for people in that situation. So the cool part about that is the more you use our code, you can enter in to give other free stuff. So that's always fun. It's kind of like the second chance giveaway. Like, oh, you've had a bad month. You've spent $3,000 in prop firms. You blew up a bunch. You're getting started. Well, that sucks. Well, here's a free Rocket Scooter for you. At least that'll help. A little give back that we do. Is a boot camp mostly for prop trading? No, it's for futures trading mostly. Regular futures trading. There is one portion at the end. There's like a separate bonus class that goes over trader funding programs. But the majority of it is generic futures. So it's good for both prop and it's good for futures. We actually deliver the information from both perspectives, like how I size into a prop account versus how I size into a real account. So we cover both actually. So anybody that trades futures in general, it's for you. Covers everything. Can you still sign up? Yeah. You still can. There's a link. Earth is flat and we live in a dome. That's right. Somebody says they have a parachute. We should be good, right? You know, I always thought that flat Earth was a CIA experiment. I always thought this and I wondered this. Like, the CIA was testing how quickly you can spread information that's stupid in a viral sense, just to see if you can use the internet to sway public opinion. And flat Earth was what they chose. I feel like it's such an obvious stupid thing to like try to get, but if you're trying to test how easy it is to sway public opinion and get celebrities on your case and stuff on board with your case, is to promote something dumb. So I always thought flat Earth was like a CIA experiment just to see how easy it is to manipulate us so that we can do shit like COVID. You know, use widespread, you know, information sharing to spread misinformation to get people to do what you want, like in COVID. Political year, use COVID as a reason to, you know, kind of like route, you know, get people under your control, yada yada. I don't think that naturally came up. I think that was somebody's genius idea. Let's see if we can convince people the world is flat. And so let's test how quickly the internet can spread information and the amount of adoption rate we can get in spreading propaganda. And it's a propaganda test. There you go. You're talking truth. There you go. I'm telling you, it's CIA experiment. It wasn't just no, there wasn't some guy that's like, let me just start. That would never take off, right? There had to be some kind of technique to spreading things. I think so. And then all of a sudden, you know, within years, we've got the internet as like a mass weapon for pretty much anything. You use the internet now to convince you that there was millions of people rioting the streets after George Floyd when there were other people filming it from the side. There's like 5 people here. And then this news article says there's thousands of people marching, but there's only 5. And you're like, oh, so now we can't trust the internet anymore. Like, oh, this other thing was like, yeah, here's a group of people setting down a pile of bricks next to the store before the looting happened. Like they wanted it to happen so they could film it. You're like, oh, so now Earth is just a giant soundstage for video production. It's like a bunch of fake moon landings or something. So yeah, Flat Earth was a conspiracy. It's a conspiracy. CIA experiment, duh. What are the Nasdaq bands? Oh yeah. So right now we're looking at just essentially markets opening kind of flat to somewhat up. We'll be looking for upward movement from DD band support last night. When market dipped down, I grabbed along at the band, and right when we came up here, probably 15 minutes or so in, I closed out for profit. I'm up $3,000 already. Just the 3 accounts I touched, and that's pretty good to start the day. And now we're looking to see if we can get any propagation forward on bull market here. I'm looking at resilience is probably going to be positive with a slight gap up. I'm looking for hopefully bullish liquidity maps. We did close on Friday somewhat in a strange zone for monthly maps for QQQ. But we should be okay now. I think that like going forward into the new week, we were still kind of in liquidity pockets, so it should be stable. Other than that, nothing. I'll be looking for basically when the market opens, guys. I use this indicator at the bottom to immediately decide up or down. Then we get our liquidity maps and I find direction. I find trade plans from that. And you'll see me draw it on the screen. So it's going to be pretty quick. Do I have a broker list that connects with the trading platform? Tread Sailor says, yeah, we do. If you anything that works with CQG for the most part, it's going to be AMP, Edge Clear, Phillip, Darman, Iron Beam, Cunningham are like the top ones everyone uses here. AMP is pretty much the one that most everyone uses because it's the cheapest deposit. It's like $100. When's the sign up deadline? There's no deadline. You just missed the first class. You missed the first class. You have to catch up. So we start today at 4 p.m. on the boot camp. So just sign up today. Boot camp lasts each day. It's about an hour to an hour and a half. You could stay the whole time. Each video is about an hour. The first 2 videos are about 2 hours each. So the first 2 are very heavy. After that, they're very light. So today, plan for a 2-hour event. Someone paid to say the flat earth nonsense. Yeah, somebody did, right? Somebody did. Where are the bands at on NASDAQ? There you go. What's up, Simon? Good morning. What's up, y'all? What are the fees charged by AMP? As far as commissions go, I don't remember off the top of my head, but the commissions for the most part of all the FCMs are very competitive and near identical to each other. The reason people choose AMP is because it's the cheapest minimum deposit. Most of the brokers require like $500 minimum. AMP is just 100. You don't believe in flat earth, but there are many examples of structures mounts should disappear from the horizon after distance predefined by circumference of the globe, but don't. Well, a lot of it also is because, you know, the curvature is so slight because the earth is just so big. There's people that are like, little physics for you. People that are like, in the air and they look in the horizon and they go, well, here, let me tell you 2 reasons from a physics perspective. People look into the horizon and it's flat and they go, I don't see any curvature. And I'm like, well, because if you were to stand anywhere, like you can stand on top of a basketball right here, and you were to look towards the horizon of that basketball, meaning looking to the edge, from your perspective, looking straight down, you will just see, you know, a flat circle. So you're going to see a circle with no curvature like a donut, because that's kind of the perspective you're from, is going to be a flat plane from your perspective. So when you're standing on a bigger basketball, the earth, and you're here and you look out radially in a cone, you're also going to see a circle around you, which will look flat. It's just a perspective which also, but the real reason is gravity. If you were living on a disc, as I tell people this, if you're living on a disc, the center of gravity is here. So, as you were, if it was big enough to have gravity pull you towards it, as you, you know, walked away towards the edge of the disc, you would feel like, it would feel like you're walking uphill, exponentially due to the force of gravity pulling you back towards the center. So the fact is that from the center of the earth, you would feel, just a a perpendicular pull in the plane. As you're walking away, you're being pulled this way back to the center of gravity. So you will feel heavier and you'll feel like it's harder to walk. Like you're always walking uphill on a flat disc. So that's the real reason flat earth is wrong, but you would start to feel a little bit of, that's so funny. Yeah, we're just joking around. No, but we were saying that flat earth was a CIA experiment just for funsies. This is a Kickstarter. Getting us going here. That's like a CIA experiment. Gravity's going to pull you towards the center of gravity. So sorry, your x-axis and y-axis are going to be different. It's going to feel different as you walk from the center. And the center, it's pulling you straight down. Further away from the center, it's pulling you towards here. So each particular, the force is less in one direction, but more in the other. So because your force is pulling you towards the center like this, the force downward is the same, but it's pulling you, it's going to feel more like it's pulling you backwards because you have this kind of like tangential pull towards the center. So the closer you are to the center, there is zero force pulling you back. The further away you get, bigger, bigger, and bigger. So the further from the center, you're going to feel it pulling you back towards it further. The downward force is still the same. So when you apply the vectors, you're going to feel it differently as you move further away. As you move further away, you're going to feel more of a pull in the direction you're walking in. So basically, from your perspective, if you were walking on a flat disc, it would feel like you're walking in a bowl. As you're walking towards the edge, it's just harder to move towards the edge. Did I say Victor? I did say Victor. Hey, by the way, Tradeify has a guest this morning on their show named Victor. Are you their guest, Victor? We believe in flat market during Asia session, though, don't we? All right, cool. All right, so market opens. I'm looking to get some good longs here if I can find it. We're going to get liquidity maps right out the door. I did mark yesterday's. Looks like we have a flat-ish open. So you can have flat earth, flat market. These white lines are the open and close from yesterday and today. So I'm just going to mark wherever that ends up being. We've got NASDAQ here, starting us off. All right. Relatively flat open. Resiliences are positive. That's looking pretty solid. S&P filled the close price yesterday. Resiliences are very negative, so let's be careful on this. Negative rest could be downward movement, so let's wait. So these numbers here, these white numbers are negative. Going to chill on this and wait for a minute and see if we get our liquidity maps come through. So either I could long at the open just to be risky, but I'm not going to do that. I'm going to wait. Like a crazy little flat open here. Speaking of flat earth. All right, so liquidity map should pop up within about 15 seconds or so. Let me get on my setup here. There we go. Liquidity pocket every single time, NASDAQ. All right, let me just try one at the bear zone top. All right. Just grabbing one here. EST NAS. Oh, shit. We are MHP right here. Okay. I have 526 and 525 on NASDAQ. Let me see this really quick on SPY. SPY bull zone, kind of chilling here. Okay. So let me focus on NASDAQ right now, and I'm going to look at bear zone top right here. It's going to mark it. And then MHP slightly below. So I'm going to do one at bear zone top, one at MHP. That's it. So we had bear zone top here. This was kind of like a flat open. So I have 526 and 525, and if we lose that, I'm out. So that'd be simple setup. Very simple setup today. We touch MHP, I'll add one more contract to it. So this is kind of risky, but I did take the setup here. And we're talking about 72 points off the open. Is that bear zone top? So right at about 1800, give or take. Let me double check. 26.8 to 26. No, sorry. That is 32 points from open. So 67. Sorry. 37. Am I doing that right? 70. Hold on. 37. Yeah, I think it's 37. Okay, there's MHP is the next little spot right here. Then I'll take one more. I'll add one more to it. Look at opening selling pressure is pretty gnarly. Now we're at MHP. I'll take one more hit of it. If we break MHP, market's gonna collapse. Let me add one more contract to that. That'd be gnarly if it just crashed down from here. Market's moving very rapidly today. Oh my God. Okay, so I'm going to take, this is my last little attempt right here. If we lose this, I'm going to close out and just kind of wait on it. That was pretty rough. All my DOMs are all kind of scattered too. I got to get situated here. All right, let's see if I get that first little bounce right out the door. That was tough. MHP support, NASDAQ. So I'm looking for the, let me close all this here, here, and here. So looking for MHP bounce. That's the first little spot there. 525. That's pretty gnarly. SPY has no support until 10 points lower from here on bull zone bottom. But hopefully that turns out to be all right. That's pretty tough. That's a little brutal little selling start there. MHP long, bear zone top, and that was tough. 8931 candle here. Fell right through it. Yeah. So normally I long every single time here on that candle, on that bear zone top 526, and then MHP was there for the second bump. Cool. Let's bounce it, baby. That was tough. That's some brutal selling out the door there. I staged in 5 of my Tradeify accounts here. All right, hanging on in there. EST, let's go. Ooh. I can only make about 1,000 per account though. Gotta kind of sort of like, you know, keep it tidy. I mean, you know, it's great starts. Oh my goodness. That's 7,000 I've made so far. Woo! That's clean. All right, that's the first tap. Back at EST Nasdaq, try one more time. We're back inside liquidity pocket. I should technically get on the bounce, grab one more. Just gonna demonstrate one trade from liquidity pocket, 40 points here. Take one more on this. God. That was easy as shit. All right, 877 LP here. Took heat on that one, but wrapped on MHP and turned around. 837, 40, 77 here. LP trading from pocket to pocket every single time. Resilience is almost positive in S&P. I'm gonna trade it right up to 877 and call it quits. One more little bump here. Come on, fill that move up. Res is negative though, so it's gonna have a hard time breaking through half gap here. This might be a little red candle reject. So be very careful here. This is resistance until res gets greater than 0. Oh, that was clean, guys. Clean as shit. That was clean. That was clean as shit. That was so easy. The drawdown was tough, but hitting MHP was pretty easy. And all the way up to fill the gap close. Let me close that. All right, let me chill for now. I gotta rearrange my DOMs really quick, but that's I'm up about like $9,000 right now, so hold on. I need to arrange my DOMs here. Hold on one second, guys. I forgot which one's which. Good deal, good deal. That was tough with the bear zone top break, but then we hit MHP, so everything was good from there. I was nervous for a minute. Okay. All right, we're gonna get back in on this though. What a confidence for a play. I know. Oh, I didn't grab it in my... Oh, I grabbed it in... I also had one Funded X account I didn't touch. Damn it. I get confused managing so many DOMs these days. All right, there's the P&L for today so far. One of my Funded X, I forgot the tippy tap. That's it so far. I like it. So that's pretty good. That's it. took some heat on it, but closed it. These accounts can only make about 1,000 to 2,000 max. 2,000. I don't like making 2,000. That kind of put me over consistency, but these are the 3 last night, 3,000 last night, and then whatever this morning was 7. So it's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 88, 90, 91, 9,100 bucks. These are all funded accounts. Boom, 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 bum, 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 bum. All right, so now let's take a look, double check everything we have. SPY liquidity map. That was quick, guys. Now, guys, you know we are an EST on SPY as well. I technically speaking, could still be long the S&P on liquidity pocket. Which account do I want to do this in though? I could technically long S&P a liquidity pocket. So S&P right at the open is in an EST setup. 10 points off the open for liquidity pockets. We have 625 to 635. That is the target. 635 to go. Resilience is now support greater than 0. We're good. Liquidity pocket is bull zone. And then if it breaks and supports bull zone, again, there's a second trade up for another run. So here is I don't know where this red line's coming from. I'll delete it for now until we get over there. So we have a liquidity pocket situation here. This is S&P right from here to there. At the bear zone top, I'll take one more long on it just to do it. If you guys can see those words, clone. So this is another every single time long setup. $35 is it. This is an LP liquidity pocket from bear zone top to bull zone bottom right there. That's kind of the setup still. Does consistency reset after every payout? Yeah, it does, Mark. For Tradeify, yeah. It does. How was Friday's P&L? Dude, I don't even remember. Hold on. Let me look. Do you guys remember what Friday was like? I honestly, at the top of my head, I don't even remember. Let me go look really quick. I can't remember all my accounts. Did I make money Friday? My Tradeify say that I made 3,000 there. So I guess I must have made something. Let me go back to Twitter. I probably posted the picture. Which day was the 19th? No, that was Thursday. Oh, let me go into... Let me see what I end up doing. I'm sure I posted it in Discord somewhere. I think I made money, but the 20th was Friday. Oh yeah. So here, this was Friday. Here. So I made, yeah, like one of my accounts was down $5,000. The one that I was fighting all day for, the one that I started trading on my fund, I was like, I'm just going to tap it in one account. And that account took loss after loss after loss as the market just fell through all of our supports. All the other ones I managed to turn green though. So looks like it was, yeah, almost 3,000 bucks. Hold on, wait. 38. That's about 4,045 minus 5 is down 1,000 minus 3 and then up. Maybe I was like flat-ish. Green-ish for the day. Oh, okay, so that looks like that's it. About green-ish for the day. Why does Tradeify say... There's no way that's right. Oh, wait, no. I was down $567 on Tradeify. Oh, it just hadn't refreshed. Sorry. This was still cached from last Friday. So yeah, I was down 560 bucks on Tradeify. So basically, if you add all that up, looks like I was flat-ish across all the accounts when you sum them all together. All right, guys, we have some news coming out right now. This is the manufacturing PMI, came out as a 52 on a 51 forecast, which is good. Services was 53 on a 52. This is all good economic data. These PMI numbers are very helpful. Trump is also saying things. Truth Social. All right, so basically the market just moved. That was a beat on expectations. If you guys want to know what the PMI does, you can go here. We'll read up a little bit about it. The S&P Global puts out these numbers for manufacturing and a composite number, and then services. Each one of them is a number between 0 and 100. It's a survey. They ask basically members of private sector companies a bunch of questions, and they fill it out. And it's like a pass or fail sort of indicator. Anything above 50 is good. Anything below 50 is bad. And anything above 50 better than the last thing above 50 means improving. And so the purchasing managers index, and they look at everything from like cost, look transportation, communication, sectors, financial intermediaries, business, personal service, computing, IT, hotels, and restaurants. And it looks at pretty much a lot of different factors. It's kind of helpful in understanding the growth of the sector, like from their perspective. Purchasing manager is going to buy stuff. An example, when I used to be a chemical engineer at the plant, the procurement guys, we the guys that would order everything. We want to build something, we got to order all the pieces for it. Purchasing manager would be the person that would like, here's the valves we need, here's the gauges we need, here's the metal we need, here's all the shit that we need. And if they're like, Matt, we can't build your thing because this person that supplies it is like a 7-week lead time and you need it next month. Like, oh, okay, well, they're slowing down in the sector. Okay, I got it. So they'll basically be able to, purchasing managers are going to tell you logistical bottlenecks and shipping issues and things like that. Demand, high prices. That's like your front line for that. All right, there's liquidity pocket trade EST. Who here rockets the chat if you grab the long at MHP? Who here rockets the chat if you grab the long at bears on top? Let's see it, guys. Did y'all get it? That was very clean. All right, so today, next step for me is, you guys know the drill I like to do is if we rally, ignore. If we bounce, that's if we break. And you guys are crushing it today. I love this community. Y'all are so good at this. All right. If we break and it rallies, a recovery from there is the whole setup all over again. Okay. I will do long on retest. And I will do long here again. All day long. That's S&P. Nasdaq will have the same pivots. So I longed at bears on top. I longed to get a hedge pressure. Ran it right back up to there. Nasdaq, same thing. 527 test is a long spot. So Nasdaq is the same thing. Long and retest. Oh, that was so clean, guys. I love when my trading day is over 10 minutes in. So by proxy, let's watch the S&P just really quick because that's like where the real juice is today. S&P's resilience is 40, Nasdaq's is 20. So S&P is kind of the darling child today. Those are our 3 bull pivots. So somebody's asking how, like, the style of trading is liquidity map is going to show you where the direction and flow is. You can see that There's longing off of hedge pressure that I like to take. Longing off of hedge pressure I like to take. There's a liquidity pocket that I trade every single time. So when we fell to here, this is my bread and butter trade. It works about 90% of the time. Here to here is the perfect setup. Ideal conditions. Everything was good. I longed here, took a lot of heat, longed there in some more accounts, doubled down on my first long, and then rode it right back up to open or to pocket. So that was quick. More news in 10 minutes. Existing home sales in 10 minutes. Yeah. So here, bull zone break. I always long and retest if I can get it. Ooh, 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 ooh. I have 2 arrows there. Just a little bigger for y'all to see. Come on. That opening selling was pretty gnarly though. Remember, I never chase a bull zone break. I always wait for the retest. These are my pivots today. Well, Simon, that doesn't count. Oh, that's why I had 3. The initial candle test is not what counts. So retesting is not the bounce, immediate bounce. It's like let it trade for like half an hour to an hour, and then it retests hours later. The initial, this is just noise. So this is not when I call retest. Yeah. Good call though. So for retesting, like, you know, I let it move and then snap down, and then I take the long. Like I'm going to let it move and break out. Yeah. So this technically doesn't count. I'd be willing to miss out on that just to wait. Ooh, that was clean, baby. Guys, don't forget the like button if you guys love what you see here. 900 something people in here, and we got 200 likes. So you guys smash that. Remember, we need 500 for the giveaway. That deadline for giveaway is going to close in 30 minutes. 500 likes. Can we get it? Can we all smash it? Smashy, smashy. That was super clean. All right, so I'm gonna wait for that retest along. I'll be so good. That was so good today, guys. Super simple, super clean. It was messy at the start. All right, but that was good. Mark Lees is on to something there. Once you see accepting price higher, it means people are willing to buy there. So once it retraces, increases the likelihood of buyers swinging position. Yeah, exactly, right? So liquidity pocket is a liquid spot and a bull zone is an illiquid spot. And typically, and I'll show you guys a handout that we have that describes this process. When you go from liquid to illiquid, you go from a balanced state to an imbalanced state. You almost always see the balanced state as a test. At least you want to see that. Here's the handout. Hold on. Let me just add this to the browser here. And so in this particular sense, when you're trading in a liquidity pocket, which is between bear zone and bull zone like this, it's liquid. And when you break into illiquidity, which is bull zone, which is very bullish, it's illiquid, not a lot of sellers. Typically, that resistance is tested as support. That's the trade I do want to take. So what I do is I give it some room and let it just kind of like inch higher like this. You know, at least break out the first wave. And then when it tests back down, it's also a long possible entry. So we're going to wait for the same setup again. Either bull zone bottom or the liquidity pocket a second time. Yeah. Oh, that's clean. So do giveaways for people who are new to trading with my funded futures? I do giveaways, yeah. I have like this pain in my neck, it hurts. We do like, I think we do about 15 giveaways every month for my funded futures. Usually have like 1 or 2 days a week. And then on my show with them, yes, I'm the host of the lunch hour with my funded futures TV. They give away 10 to 50 accounts every stream. Why no NQ today? I did trade NQ today. Here, NQ's got the same setup. I'm just watching the S&P because it's the stronger one. The S&P is the stronger index today. Resilience is 27 versus Nasdaq's is flat. Four minutes until news. Okay. Two minutes until news now. Good deal, good deal. The trade I took, yeah, this is just classic rocket scooter trade. So I take the probabilities under ideal conditions, which we have, of this setup working. When you trade from a bear zone top, I'm circling it, to a bull zone bottom, is about 90% probable trade. Under ideal conditions, and under ideal conditions, a monthly hedge pressure support is 90% as well. And under ideal conditions, hedge pressure support is 80% of days close on the same side they open. So it's very, very, very low probability that we would break through that and keep going. Since they're both high probability setups, I longed there, I longed again, traded right back through the pocket, closed out. It's very textbook, Jake, from like liquidity pockets class. And it's one of our bread and butter setups is like, it's people here call EST every single time you take it. I take it every single time because it's such a high probability move. I never miss it. So like if it tests it all day today, I could play this range all day long. Yeah. So again, I'm not taking the chase. I'm going to let it retest. Remember, I'm going to be smart with this one. When I say let it retest, I mean I give it some space. I don't normally take like the first 5 or 10 minutes as a retest. Even if I miss out, we're good because I still already made kind of my limit for the day. What's up with NASDAQ? They don't have one sometimes. Hold on. Nasdaq's is here. It's on QQQ right here. Oh, the redistribution zone. Oh, it just means we open flat for the most part. So when they're on top of each other, it just means you open flat. Yeah. Sorry. Let me just delete all of this since I know we open flat. Kind of just... Oops. Excuse me. Again, S&P pressing higher. Yep, nice and clean and bullish. I love to see it kind of like, okay, see it went through, tested, but I don't usually count that as a test. I usually let it go significant. It's like next pivot and then test and then take the second wave, not just the second leg of the first wave. So, yep. Clean, clean, clean. Tesla's wild. Oh, yeah, I bet. Check it out. Dang, Tesla. Woo. Woo. Electric car is going to go up because their oil price is going to go up, apparently, supposedly. Oh, my Twitter feed was hot last night. Anytime you talk Iran, Israel, there's like, there's all these armchair experts in fucking oil. They forget Daddy worked in oil and gas for a while. I have a degree in chemical engineering. You know, I traded oil for 5 years. I've been around the block a little bit. But I posted something. Once you realize that Iran has a tiny military relative to us, no nuke. And I'm talking about like not just ground forces, but I'm talking about like equipment and stuff. No nukes, strong no recourse to raise oil prices, but maybe $5. And also we likely traded blah, blah, blah. Like non-participation in Ukraine with Russia's non-participation in Iran. Like Russia could really do anything anyways. But still, like they're supporting like standoffish, you know, from the whole thing. And they basically just said blah, blah, blah. And that World War III is highly unlikely. Okay. It's likely to be by the fucking dip. And of course I say things comically, but there's some meaning to it. But you always get people in there that are extremely passionate about whatever. Whatever. The Strait of Hormuz. That's so funny. Iran has a tiny military. I see like people say this. Compare. I want to say like they have manpower. That's gonna be like throwing rocks, but anyways, I'll just say whatever. They have like 1 million troops, but then they're like the, you know, they're gonna be throwing rocks and sticks and stuff. Like they don't have the, anyways, the military might's not there. You get these people that just don't. Anyways, that my comedy is kind of overthinking. But I'll tell you one thing that I'll tell you that I learned, or that you guys can learn today. I say basically, hold on, where did I say this? Somebody goes, educate yourself, thanks, and I'm like, on what? And then they go through this like this whole thing. Look, like they like extremely passionate. Like these people like live to just argue about this stuff, and I'm like, okay, you know, I like blah blah blah. This person was gonna call oil at $120. And all I just said is your emotion over the situation will cloud your trading judgment. An absolute ridiculous $20 barrel guess, right? $20 a barrel. This person was like, if they close the Strait, it's up $20 or $100 to $120 a barrel. Absolutely not. So I made this post and I go, you know, here's really what's going on. You know, the Strait of Hormuz has, it's about 1/5 of the global oil supply, which is about 20 million barrels a day. We run about 120 million. U.S. imports about 700,000 of that 20. Okay. That's 3.5% of that. Most of our oil comes from Canada, believe it or not. The rest of our oil comes from South Central America. The market like these days is no longer, it's not as sensitive to Middle East oil and OPEC as it was like 20 years ago. I traded oil back then, you know, 15 years I started trading oil early on. And, you know, OPEC used to have a lot of control over the world's oil, and it's not really that big of a deal anymore. That closing the strait is not a $120 a barrel event, plus $50, not even close. Us fighting two wars drove oil up to $100 over a significant period of time, but at worst, closing the strait is a $3 to $5 event. Futures now say it's $1.75, and that's it. That's really what's happening. And what's kind of cool is that I know somebody wasn't trying to meme or whatever. They're just like, somebody said, "Hey Grok, can you fact check this?" And Grok is like, "The claim that the Strait of Hormuz handles 20% of global oil demand is accurate per EIA data. U.S. imports roughly 700,000 barrels a day, with most of it from oil in the Western Hemisphere." Grok is just like, Matt's right, Matt's right, Matt's right. Don't argue with him. That was fun. Grok, is this true? And Grok is like, yeah, shut the fuck up. I don't just make shit up, but people love to get like super passionate about, you know, this kind of stuff. And I get it. You guys know why oil is not going to go to $120 a barrel if they close the strait. You guys know this, right? Holy shit, we ran up to yellow line, you motherfuckers. Y'all long in this? Does anybody here know why oil can't go to $120 a barrel? It's not even possible. Not on this. Does anyone know why? It's a very easy answer. Yeah, 4.5 points. Drill, baby, drill. What's gonna keep oil from going more than $5 a barrel if they close the strait? Shale oil. Shale oil, baby. You know how much dirt cheap, like, or how much shit oil that we have in our shale oil reserves and our wells here, that all we have to do is turn them on. If oil gets to be 80, 90 bucks, we've got infinite amount of oil at that potential that we don't even need oil from the Middle East. If it gets that expensive, it's a self-correcting measure. Now we have the wells already drilled now. So the part of it is that, you know, early on in the Middle East could control oil prices because we had no recourse. We couldn't even export. But now at $80, $90, $100 break-even points, we can just turn on wells and pull that shale oil right out and export it to China. They close the strait and China can't get their oil from Iran because China's Iran's biggest customer. So if Iran were to shut down the strait, not only would we not care, not only would we undercut them and sell oil to China instead of them, but their neighbors in the region will be pissed off at them because they're bigger exporters than Iran. So them doing that might cause other people to go to war with them. It's it's not even possible. And so either case, we have the ability to bring oil prices down by flooding the market with shale. And we had that infrastructure built back last time oil was greater than $100. And we just, you know, once the Saudis realized that, they flooded the market with supply to bring oil prices down to $20, just to allow us to not gain that infrastructure. Market share from that infrastructure we built. U.S. lifted the export ban, and we're going to start selling to China, and the Middle East wanted China instead. So they flooded the market with supply so that they can get China as customers. And China was going through like this giant, you know, they were stockpiling all this oil because they're going through this giant, you know, growth spurt. And that's what happened, you know, 10 years ago. If you remember the shale oil thing, I was trading it. And all we do, those wells just sit dormant now because oil is not that expensive anymore. But anytime oil gets to be 80, 90 bucks a barrel permanently again, we just start pumping our own oil at that price, and then we're fine. So zero chance, a less than zero chance that oil is $120 a barrel because of one Middle Eastern country, or 5 of them even, deciding to change oil prices. Ever since then, you know, we have a lot of other major players that are producers now flooding the market. We're much less sensitive to pricing there. Yeah, no, we're going to buy Brent crude for $1 for $120 a barrel. No, we're going to pump it from North Dakota for 80. So, you know, this is true. All those wells are just sitting dormant because they don't, you can't make any money off of it. But at $120 a barrel, you can make money off of it if you can drill for 90. So that brings prices down. We'll flood the supply. So we have a correcting measure to keep that from happening. Iran is giving themselves tariffs. That's fucking hilarious. Pretty much. Do we short ES from here? No, I'm not shorting anything. Not in a bull market. I don't care what you do. I'm not. So I tap Permian Basin now as the shaling before we tap to dry. Oh, yeah. Yeah, I can't give financial advice to your trades, buddy. Fed's Bowman would support a cut in July if inflation remains subdued. Those Fed members are all over the place with where they want those cuts to be. Or when they want it. There's still 7 members that voted for no cut this year. Remember, on the dot plot. There was 4 in March. The last dot plot, now there's 7. We're going to get the half gap resistance. It's the halfway point between today's open and Friday's close on equities. So we just busted right through and kept going. Holy shit. So normally I let it go and then have a better retest. But man, that was such a clean trade. If you guys, and again, I miss out on it if it doesn't do the test, which is okay. I'd rather test to take the trade. But if you guys did any of this, that's a fantastic trading day. From here, there's nothing else to do. You guys learned my strategic avoidance strategy. Now I'll just chill and wait. That's it. That was a great trading day. It was a very good trading day. Super simple, super by the book, textbook. I sweated for like maybe 3 or 4 minutes, but then we're good. Ooh, 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 ooh. But I think a lot of people are extremely passionate. You start bringing up, everyone out there becomes an expert after like 5 minutes on Twitter. Yeah, I spent many years trading through the OPEC, driven oil crash in the 2014, 2016, wherever that was, 2015, I think. Oh, I was there. I remember the whole story. Obama was lifting the export ban. We were going to sell to everybody. Before that, we can only export to China and Mexico, and now we can export to everyone. China was stockpiling their strategic reserves, threatening to invade Taiwan. They were going to be using a lot of oil for the war they wanted to fight, blah, blah, blah. U.S. was like, oh, well, China doesn't have environmental regulations. Let's send us our cheap, dirty shit shale oil from back in region North Dakota and stuff, and let's just pump and drill. And then the OPEC world was like, no, we're OPEC. We're the controlling kings and gods of oil. Let's nuke the oil price. And they realized they don't have as much power as they did before. Although they did hinder the shale growth and capture China, they really, because we lifted the export ban and now a lot of people are now major suppliers to the world, not just OPEC. Russia got big, Brazil got big, we got big, everybody's big. They're not necessarily in control of the global oil supply anymore. While they did crash it temporarily by causing that panic, right? At $120, $130 a barrel, things were repeaked. OPEC deciding to flood the market with cheap oil drove price to $26. Yeah, I remember I traded all through that. I made money short in that crash. But they realized that that was the last time they ever had control over the global oil supply. After that one stunt, after the shale oil thing, now that everyone's producing now, there's a lot more checks and balances in the oil world to prevent, your handful of your Middle Eastern monopoly, if you may, from controlling the global oil prices. Everyone else can practically almost ignore them now. Completely. That Strait only pumps a fifth of the global oil supply. It's significant, but if they stop pumping, we certainly can produce 20 million barrels a day. It'd be a little bit more expensive. It wouldn't be $120 expensive. It would be $100 expensive, but we can do it. At $100, $110, US can provide its own oil for itself fully. We can pump I think we can pump now. I haven't checked the reserve or the oil well numbers yet lately, but I think at $120 for certain, we can supply our own oil to ourselves. Now, I don't think we could process it all without retrofitting a lot of our facilities to process it, but we could go that route if needed and shut off the Middle East completely and use only our partners in Canada and South America and completely shut off the rest of the world and survive. Slightly expensive oil, but it wouldn't be like, your gas wouldn't be like $20 a gallon. It might be $6, $5 a gallon. But they don't have the power that they used to. So when Iran was like, we're going to vote to close the strait, and I was like, are they just like taxing them? Like KJ said, they're tariffing themselves. I'm like, yeah, are they putting a tax on themselves? It's kind of what it's like. They're about to make shit a lot harder for themselves. They're not going to make as much money. Okay. They're going to piss off their biggest customer, China. Okay. We don't necessarily need them. That's not our oil. We are 3% of the oil that goes through that strait. 3.5%. Like what? They're going to piss off Iraq, Saudi Arabia. Everyone around them is going to be mad at them. Like, I don't even understand the reason for it, for even threatening it. How big is a gallon? 231 cubic centimeters. I think so. Yahoo says 402 million right now. Wait, what's 402 million? Do I know what Tradeify is actually doing? Yeah, Brett Simba's making Tradeify themed boxer briefs for a merch shop. No, I'm just kidding. I don't know. I have no idea what they're building over there. I could ask him, but the website was down all weekend. So they couldn't get the size right. Since I told them I'd be buying boxer briefs, they had to shut down the website just so they can add extra large. You know, clearly. So I get it. Wait, they were talking about the other day, they're gonna make rocket scooter themed jock straps. But then everybody was like, Tyler was like, yeah, but do you guys make it an extra small? Yeah, we can definitely do extra small. Double X small. The $5 payout club. Yeah, they're trying to make letter jackets with patches every time you get a payout, like Top Step. How fucking stupid is that? I'm not dogging on Top Step too hard, but how dumb is that? Look, Mom, I got a payout with Top Step. Look at the patch on my shoulder. I got 3 of them. You're gonna be walking around town with your Top Step letter jacket? God, oh, it's like I've seen somebody on social media actually like frame their payouts and put them on their wall. I get it. You're proud of your achievement. Here's how you get a payout. You YOLO a couple futures contracts a couple times and get lucky 3 or 4 days in a row. Now you're a funded trader. Frame that shit, buddy. Oh man, that's so cute. I'm on the varsity team, Mom. Look, Mom, I made it. You wear that to a date. Girl's like, wow, is that Top Step? That's right. I'm in the 5K club. Look at this. Silly. 2 or 3 of you guys are in this chat looking at your jacket going, oh, fuck. I'm just being silly. Top Step is overly celebrating, you know, moderate achievements is all. Let me redraw this. It's just like Michael Paddock that other day, and I'm gonna meme him so hard for this because what a clown. Was like posting a resume that somebody had. He was like, Top Step changing lives. And then he retweeted somebody's resume. And the resume was like, they spent like 2 years working at some company. And then they had 3 months on the resume. It said, futures trader, comma, Top Step. And they had all these experience, like expertise in NASDAQ and S&P futures. It's on their resume. Funded trader with Top Step. I have expertise in S&P and NASDAQ futures. I managed $300,000 in funded accounts. And Mike like retweeted that. Like Top Step now is on people's resumes. I was like, if you put that on your resume to apply for my company as your relevant work experience, yes, I put $200 into a funded program. I YOLO'd a few contracts and got a payout. And now it's on my resume. I swear to God, dude, he retweeted. And I was just like, and the funny thing was the bullet points on the resume. I thought it was a joke. I thought, somebody's memeing and having fun, but it was definitely serious. The bullet points were like expertise in NASDAQ and S&P futures, you know, managed 300,000 whatever dollars of funded accounts, this and that. I was like, what kind of Gen Alpha shit is it where paper trading bullet points appear on your resume? What the fuck is this world we live in right now? Manage 300,000, manage shit. DJ Boats like disregard the resume. He said he listed all his payouts. Let's go. It's very true. Definitely true. You managed $2 billion paper count. That's right. And old Top Step retweeted it. It's like Top Step changing lives. And I'm just like, guys, come on. And now I got patches and leather jackets and stuff. Let's, yeah. Yep. Top Step is the parent that went to Amazon and bought 100 blue ribbons in bulk just to keep them on hand. That way, when their kid loses something, they give them a ribbon anyways. Mom gets it out of the glove compartment. It's okay, son. I know you lost the baseball game, but you're still a blue ribbon in mommy's book. Did I find my other glasses? I did. They were in the console of the car. Mommy's still proud of you. Fucking goofballs over there. Seriously. All they're doing with that is to aid and assist in the gamification of trading. It's the casino making you gamble more. It's certainly smart in a business sense, designed to make you to gamify the process so they can take more money from kids doing this, which is totally cool. I mean, you know, respect the hustle, but it's clearly what it is. The more you gamify things, the stickier it is. This is a marketing trick. Everyone knows that. You give somebody tiers and achievements. I mean, shit, I play video games just to unlock all the achievements. And I feel uncomfortable if I leave one stone unturned. If I see that like I'm 98% in a game, I'm like, oh, I need that other 2%. I got to keep playing. I know that feeling. I know the feeling. Come on for yellow line DD band. This is not, technically this is a high volume pivot. There is no setup for it. Unfortunately, I'm kind of like, well, I guess this account can kind of make some money, but man, I'm not getting any sort of possible setup here. What can I do? Technically speaking, yellow line is not an entry pivot that we teach about. It is just a strong resistance, but any pivot is a pivot. The R&R on this is pretty solid for a trade. But like I said, I always wait for the retest of the zone bottom. So I'm not like sitting here feeling like I'm going to miss out. Remember, on the break, I always wait for the retest. Remember I said I wait like an hour or two. I don't take the first couple of candles. I wait. And I will long the retest every time. If it means I miss out, I miss out. but that's okay. I want to be consistent with how I approach this, right? Same thing here. Doesn't mean it sells off. It means if it does sell off, I will take a long from the retest. You want to see confetti on your screen? You make a losing trade? Oh, that'd be hilarious. I have a soundboard. I need to use it more often. Every time I make a winning trade, I just need to play songs from my soundboard. I forget that I have it. Where do I get these levels from? Rocket Scooter platform. The link down here. A link is in the description here. Let me give it to you real quick. Tesla's still rocketing. Dude, Tesla's a champ today. So yellow, this yellow line margin buffer limit is always a strong resistance. I don't trade long off of it. I usually exit my long into it. So if I was still long, that's like an exit target. Doesn't mean I short from it, but that is an exit target. Oh, long setup. So it'd be nice if I get a rejection from here. I can trade these zones all day long. You guys know I love these kind of bull setups here because the best part about it is we've got all kind of wiggle room to play. I'd love for this to be an internal, like we don't have a breakout high today, like we just pull back. This would be awesome. Like I said, remember I always wait. I always wait on the bull break. I always wait. Then I get the rebounds. Bounce there. Resiliences are better or greater than 0, so we're going to have support here on bear zone top, bull zone bottom, support a half gap. So essentially all of this is still support for later today. Pretty solid. So a yellow line I don't necessarily use as an entry target. I usually get out of the way of my longs once that happens. It is a high volume pivot, but I don't necessarily use it as an entry point. I can sometimes, I just don't make it a habit. You can pivot from anywhere, but normally I usually like to use it to like, aha, we may have some resistance, aha, it may pull back, aha, I can get a second long. The Zoom call is right at 3 o'clock Central, so 4 Eastern. The recorded video matrix is in the Discord itself or on the website. If I hold control, click and drag a box around your text boxes. You can click, drag, move them all at the same time. Oh, dude, hold on. I love it. Yeah, so you're just catching, like, I just fidget. This is me being like fucking fidgety and ADHD and I got ADHD and Tourette's. I'm like I have the world's worst like mental composite for sitting still. My brain is like all over the place and then my fucking muscles are twitching all over the place and I'm just always fidgeting. So he's watching me line these up little by little and I know it's probably irritating to you guys. I don't think that I do it. I just like my ADHD is just like having fun doing it. I didn't know that you can do that. That's actually awesome. So now I'm just gonna I'm gonna move all of these together. Literally, like I have the least ability to sit still mentally and physically. So here we go, right here. I can move them all at once. I never knew that. That's dope. I'm just fidgeting while I'm just sitting here bored. I fidget a lot. It's called buttonitis. Wait, is this a real thing? What is that? Let me Google this. Is that a real? Domain indicators work on NinjaTrader? No, unfortunately, they are only available in Rocket Scooter platform. They require special data feeds that NinjaTrader and other platforms don't have. So to get them out, we had to actually build a trading platform to host it, JR. So you basically subscribe, you get the platform that has the stuff pre-built into it. Hymns, his hymns rallying today too. Wait, St. M's had to look something up. What did M say? Hold up. Dun, dun, dun. How fun I can make. Gabriel's like, how dare you make fun of his funded certificates? He's got them all framed on his wall behind him. Hilarious, Gabriel. That's a good trick, Levi. I didn't know you could do that, man. Thank you. I learned something new every day. You know, and actually it's funny, 10 years into trading, I didn't know that you can do this until 10 years into trading. And there's going to be one of you in chat who didn't know this either. And Thinkorswim, I didn't know this either until like 10 years in, but if you click something and hit spacebar, it makes a copy. And there you go. Somebody just probably had their mind blown. Somebody taught me that 10 years in on the stream somewhere, and they were like, you know, you can click spacebar instead of right click, copy paste. And I was like, what? I was like, okay. And I was like, man, how crazy that 10 years of my life, I'm sitting here just like right click, cut and paste. There's always somebody in chat is going to be like, holy shit, I didn't know that. So glad to share. But I didn't know you can do control and then just copy all your text apparently, which is good because it's just moving the text instead of the lines I draw, which make it even better. Oh, how nice is that? Appreciate it, Levy, dude, or Levi. Love it, man. Very good trick. Who binds the space bar to the copy function? I know, right? Like of all things to use, space bar was it. I was like, okay, that's crazy. I never even dug through the hotkeys in Thinkorswim to figure that out. But once somebody taught me that, my win rate went up 50%. Okay, with the space bar trick, easy money at that point. I love telling everybody that. I know, I'm so proud that I learned something. I'm like, guys, I learned something today. Now I'm going to tell people Levi's trick here. Control, draw a box, and I know that. Do I need a separate CQG feed for the Platform Connect? So, Bluekin, for our platform, you're going to need two different data feeds. You're going to need an equities data feed, and you're going to need a futures data feed. They're each going to power two sets of indicators since we use both equities and futures here to do all of our techniques. The equities data feed, we're registered distributors with the New York Stock Exchange and NASDAQ. You can basically buy the data from us, and then that powers half of your stuff. And then futures, to make it cheap for you, we can go out there and get a futures data feed and sell it to you, but it'll be very expensive, like $75 a month expensive. So instead, what you do is you can connect CQG or connect your broker via CQG, and you buy your data from your broker. If you have a real brokerage account, data is only $4 a month. And we did this trick so that you can save money on futures data, instead of us having to sell it to you for full price. So with this, you go out there and get a broker that has CQG to supply your data for you. Any broker that works with CQG will work with us. Most everyone here uses AMP for no reason other than their deposit is the cheapest. So it's not an endorsement for AMP or advice to go with them. We don't get paid or anything to say it. That's just the stats here. Most everyone uses AMP. Thinkorswim is not compatible with CQG. Can you connect your prop data? No, you can't, because the prop data is mostly, if it's the Tradovate world, Tradovate is designed to keep you in their ecosystem. They're not compatible with anyone else because Tradovate decided a long time ago to give a fuck you to developers and become like Apple, where it's just all enclosed with them. Rumors down the road that TopStepX and some of these other ones, or sorry, not TopStepX, Project X, some of these other ones might ultimately open their doors for developers to be compatible. Like ID, we can take your prop data and bring it in here. For now, it's not available unless it's Rhythmic, and Rhythmic can be retrofitted to work with certain platforms, but not ours as well. TradingView is not compatible with Rhythmic. So basically right now, the answer to all of that is no, but my ears are to the ground because ultimately there are certain types of prop firms that are starting to become CQG compatible or cross compatibility, and then we can actually have them come into our platform. I'm also working closely with some other groups that are building platforms that are trying to think of the same thing. Ideally, I'd like to be able to trade all prop firm inside of Rocket Scooter, and I can initiate a project to build a that connect to all these APIs that are available so that you guys can trade all in one spot. It would just be a very big hurdle, and wouldn't be. I hear that Project X has the ability to have an API to connect to. I haven't explored it yet, but ideally I'd like to. I just know that with everyone's reliance on Tradeovate, it's a closed door. So you haven't explored it fully yet. And a lot of the other platform developers out there have come into the same roadblock. But interactive brokers, I don't know if they're compatible through CQG or not. You'll have to ask them. I don't think they are, but you'd have to ask them. Some of the bigs don't have that, like Thinkorswim and all that, don't have CQG compatibility. Well, you know, Project X is built on top of TradingView as well, right? So they did what we did. They white labeled TradingView and built their own platform. We also can go the route of a Project X ourselves as a platform company. But we haven't. I don't think I want to enter that space. To compete with all these other ones. Although I just like to have the features for us in general. I want to focus our efforts on the actual trading technology itself rather than the generic platform. I'd like to have some kind of compatibility with Project X instead of building a competitor to them, such that Project X style logins can be compatible here. If they, and a lot of these platform companies usually keep their doors closed so that you use their platform instead. But if they ever were to be open, which I'm hearing through the grapevine that they are, then I could always explore having your Project X logins connect with Rocket Scooter, which could mean your data will be compatible here. But again, I'd have to do some feasibility. I haven't looked into any of this seriously yet. One more fuck you can on retest? I know, that'd be great. Right now, our focus is finishing up the indicators, automating the futures, and building the backtest module. And then once we do that, then I'll probably try to see what my options are to try to get you guys to have more options for data feeds and connecting your prop firms to the platform. They did open an API access. That's what I heard. Yeah, that's what I heard that through the grapevine, that you could, that there was an API access, but I don't know the extent of what you can or can't connect to and what you can pull and send. I haven't read any of the documentation of the API yet. Our current business plans for this next year are to beef up our tools more than anything. That's really the meat and potatoes of what we do anyways. Real-time backtesting, my dream, which is the real-time probabilities on the chart. Ooh, that'd be sweet. That'd be so sweet, baby. I would love that so much. All right. Good setup. I like, now this is again, this is the bull side break. I wait for the retest. I don't just take the first couple candles, even though that can be a wave up. I still wait officially for the retest. And let me look at what we got here. VIX is below triple B, so we don't have a lot of volatility sitting in front of us. Honestly, this could be a nice clean day today. I don't know. What do you guys think? What do we got going on here? Do we rally like crazy? Do we sell off today? Market doesn't have a lot of volatility there. Resilience is good. Market's good. Everything's good. And some already nice profit today. You'll just wait for A+ setups, otherwise done for the day. TT, man, this is it. Like, I love hearing you guys say this because this is like teaching me that you guys are like growing so fast in your trading. I'm very proud of you thinking like that, right? It's like you have no fear of missing out. You're not sitting here thinking like, oh, I need to make something. It's like, you know what? I made my trade A+ only. This is exactly, you're in my brain. That's what I'm thinking right now. I'm thinking the same thing. A+ only. I mean, I'm extremely satisfied today. My fidgetiness isn't trying to make me enter a trade that I don't need to be entering. I'm cool, baby. A+ only. We'll wait for it. Just patience, yeah. See what happens. Love seeing it, man. You guys have figured out. Do I watch VIX futures instead of VIX? Yeah, May, always VIX futures, yeah. I look at VIX futures as a more kind of like, you know, it's tradable, right? So you're going to see a lot of activity in VIX futures that you can get a lot more information than just VIX itself. VIX futures, like this is the contango midpoint when we rolled into the new VIX contract. And trading below it means the market's going to be a little more stable going forward. Like less volatile and less choppy. We're not going to overshoot pivots. The market's going to be a little bit cleaner on the taps. Just like today, I mean, we were super clean on the taps. There was like no overshoot at MHP today. We just fell right to it and bounced. That's a state of the VIX futures, which is really good at like doing that. All right, I wonder if we do get a little bit extra rally here. You're just trying to move. Leg number 2. The big question is, do I have another A+ setup up here at all anywhere? I got these guys all day today. Play with. That's about it. Nasdaq pressing through yellow with a little bit of support here. That's pretty good. Like I wouldn't be shorting this at all from right here with this kind of a break. DD ratio is 0.64. Oh, we didn't even check monthly maps today. My bad. Here I am being such a newbie. I owe you guys better. My bad. QQQ monthly map is a little dirty, and actually keep your eye out on this, guys, because this is tough. It's bull zone and bear zone all meshed together inside of this range. It's not really bullish or bearish. It's kind of like flip-floppy. QQQ is a little dirty, to be honest. S&P slightly better, but actually the S&P's bull zone is deteriorating and the bear zone is not. So basically inside of a liquidity pocket, which is good, it doesn't mean it's bearish. It just doesn't mean it's super bullish either. So basically the bull zone moving higher like this, it's a little bit of selling pressure as has been shown, but at least we have liquidity pocket support. So anything down inside of here is still kind of support. It's still a little messy. It's not as clean as we'd want it to be, but it's not terrible either. It's just not as super bullish as we'd like. It's showing consolidation. It's showing a little bit of liquidation, but it could be that all of that is behind us as well. Let me move all this text over in one move by clicking Control and highlighting all of them at once. That is really neat, dude. ADHD Matt is loving efficiency here. I also just fidget by lining them up just for fun. Oh, look how nice it is. Now, one of the next projects clearly is to automate all of this part of this as well. To have all this text be here. And change what the text is based on changing conditions. That's all going to come with like all the automation on the chart, you know. Let's watch NASDAQ today just to see what happens with this yellow line here. Now, the way that it works with this is that the margin buffer limit is always very strong resistance. It's when you fight there, there's always like a stickiness to it. And it is a pivot if one were to trade and want to like long this or whatever, it is a pivot. It's just not one of our entry pivots that we train or teach on. I can't tell you, I can't give investment advice clearly. It's not a long pivot that we train on. I'm about to measure for impacts. We're gonna do that in just a second here. Put a tick chart on here. We're gonna do one of our techniques called the impact. Hold on to here. Illiquidity pivot technique. I want to forget that I just drew that on there for an example. All right, show you guys one of my techniques here. And you get good at this. You get good at seeing where this takeoff point is. Volatility bigger, 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 biggest. Pull back right about there would be good. So 838. Do the same thing on the S&P here. That monthly map is a little alarming, and the fact that the DD ratio is down closer to 0.6. It's not bad yet, but it's just it's showing that there could be some badness to come. I don't feel like we're gonna have markets selling off anymore from this Iran stuff, but well, you know, you never know. All right, this is a little tougher. It's from 835. It's about right here. Yeah. Well, Let's measure from the same point. All right, so we have some pullback targets here. See where they line up in futures. This is just bigger targets, just in case. God, probably lines up with the liquidity map stuff. Okay, cool. All right, yellow line on NASDAQ. Do we hold or do we sell? What's the real question? I don't think the VIX is in a place to show any volatility scares. VIX is in a liquidity pocket, which is partly bullish-ish for VIX, but not necessarily out of the control bullish or VIX, like the market's just gonna nosedive from here. I feel like we're pretty good probability we hold. God, I love doing that, man. I love learning new tricks. Ooh. Let's see this last little... What's this range here? The whole range for the day. 759 to 019. 260 points. That's not a bad run. A lot of times these yellow line pivots can be really sharp, like reversal targets. If markets do sell, that's usually where they can sell from. I don't necessarily take that bet that they're selling or try to short from there. But I usually end my long trade from there. Volatility is insane. The algos make 1 month's move in hours now. Cray. Yeah, it's pretty crazy, right, Alpha? Your scalping algo is short here. Let's see what happens, not trading it. Yeah, I'm kind of chilling and waiting for just something good. Like normally one could long or short from anywhere. This is not necessarily a long entry point pivot because we don't have probabilities off of that. We just know it's strong resistance, as I put here, which means it is clearly the strong resistance we noted, 986, right? The market's having a hard time pushing through it. And so we're kind of fighting there now. Yeah. So usually what we use this yellow line, they call it margin buffer limit resistance. We use it as an interrupt to the trade. So the market just doesn't fly straight up. It usually gets sticky there. What most of us will do is if I'm the person that caught the long or whatever, and it hits there, I'm usually done at that moment in time. I'm not trying to like fight it further. And usually this is where like the newbies jump in and try to long or short both ways. A lot of times you do get strong selling pressure from that resistance because there's not enough buyers here. And so what most of us do is just get out of the way and sit out. I didn't tell anybody to do anything today, but I'm curious because I don't give advice or anything. But how many people today physically did end their day at the yellow line? Like didn't do much. Like you saw it go there and you just kind of like, you know what, I'm going to sit out for now. How many of you guys utilize that same mindset that I have, you know, like, well, let me just let it do its thing. Hit the like button. Yeah, hit it. Way before that. So you guys, yeah, and we have a whole class on that whole process too, right? It's like, you know, it's good to kind of like, and y'all, when y'all see it sell, like it's kind of selling right now, you feel really smart, don't you? You're kind of like, man, I'm so freaking smart. That's what you're thinking about yourself. You're like, dude, I just chilled. I just waited and I'm not chasing the long right here. I'm like, okay, maybe it's going to sell off. So, aha, I've got strong pivots down here. Let me try to tap it. That's one of my A pluses, right? We love that here. So this is that pullback that I look for. There's that, and there's this, and there's that, right? I love it, man. You guys learn this stuff in the boot camp. It's really smart. I don't even have to say anything. Like I don't tell you guys what to do, but you learn, right? It's strong resistance. Could it sell off? It can. What's the probability? We don't know. We've never done a back test on these things, but we shouldn't because the conditions are also wildly different, and the impact that causes these things to exist in the first place are all different magnitudes and sizes. It'd be impossible to try to quantify this into a what's the probability yellow line sells off or not. It's better to, because they're all so wildly different. It would be kind of a fool's errand to try to chase down a probability to trade with, because one of them can be created off of a huge news event, one of them off of a small one. And the huge news event clearly will have more resistance there, or like maybe less resistance there than one that doesn't have the big volume behind it. And so the idea would be, could we quantify the strength of it based on the event that created it? It's a whole process. And the fact that it's kind of hard to just quantify in general because each one of them is uniquely different. To create like a probability for all of them would kind of be a silly thing, because you shouldn't use stats to make that kind of a bet. So because of that, we utilize the yellow line as a just sit out once you get there, and then, you know, figure it out from there. Can it pull it? Maybe it can pull back. The worst case scenario, if I sit out, I miss out on further upside. Well, I made $9,400. I'm cool with that. But if I do sit out and it pulls back to my A plus, boy, I can get some better setups off of that. So let me take that trade, right? And so we've kind of like used this yellow line as an interrupt to the day. Let me not be the idiot longing at the top. Let me let it pull back to some of my better setups, right? Speaking of, S&P bull zone bottom nearby, about 7 points lower from where we currently are, right about 34, give or take, is my bull zone bottom setup here. Where do you sign up for the boot camp? Oh, it's right here. And guys, by the way, the boot camp starts today at market close. Every 2 months we do the boot camp. It is every single day. There's the link for it. If you haven't taken it, it's $20 for 20 days. It's $1 a day for 20 classes. And it's stellar. Somebody in trade says Nasdaq resilience negative. Yep. Thank you, Simon, for letting us know that. Nasdaq resilience is negative. Let's be careful there. Let's flip to Nasdaq so we can watch that. It definitely means that we have to be very careful. There's a stock pressure of selling here. Be very careful on Nasdaq. Yep. Resilience is showing that Nasdaq is likely going to fill the gap, which means it's comfortable down here even lower. Good call on that, Simon. All right. Are we going to be selling this off today? Very possible, right? You have a limit order for 60.34. You're going to walk away. Is that what you're gonna do? I'm watching it right now with the Nasdaq pressure the way that it is. It might actually fall through this bull zone bottom. I can't technically take the same trades as earlier. I'm actually going to spread it out with some micros instead of some minis because Nasdaq's starting to kind of give me some willies here. So Nasdaq selling off, meaning that we might have a little bit more pressure than we thought. I might long here with some micros, long here with some minis, and then stop out if we lose the bear zone top again. Yep. That'd be nice to sell down to these areas. Do 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 do. I don't think it's going to bounce all the way down further to here. It's looking like the stocks, this was that one little hook that they had. This might actually be the legs. So we'll see what we get. I'd like to see it fully pull back here. But just for funsies, I'm going to put the micros on here. Get ready for this. Do it. No, I'm not longing it right now. I'm just putting the micros on the DOM. No, I'm not longing it yet. My bad. DJ Boat over here. Tempting me. I just applied to the DOM. Why micros? Just because I want to basically, number one is I'm already almost at profit target anyways. These accounts can't go more than 2,000. Most of them 1,000 is kind of the limit. So I can't even make too much anyways on it to get to profit target. So one thing I don't want to do is have this accidentally make 4 grand. You know, I want to make sure that if I long and take some drawdown, I also don't go green. So it's because I'm navigating this to make consistency. Normally I wouldn't care in my real trading account. I'd hit it with like 1 mini and then 2 more as I normally would. But in this account, I can only make like, you know, 300 or 400 more bucks anyways. So, if I hit micros and then I snap it with a mini and I retrace right back into there, that'll make me maybe 500 or 600 bucks on that trade, and that'll put me right about 1,000. So I gotta make my denomination a little smaller here. These are all like my Tradeifys. I already made my 150K target. So my first goal was to get 5 Tradeify straight to funded accounts and then take them to 150K profit and then work myself to getting payouts after I get my buffer. And I made some payouts along the way, but basically to get a big buffer in these accounts, that way I never blow them up. Then I won't have to go out there and re-spend money on them. And I just basically slowly get payouts. And then as soon as I get to the max, Brett puts me live. And that's what I've been basically working on now. So now I'm trying to get like $1,000 per account and no more, give or take. I try to keep it at 1,000. If I hit 2 like I did right here, it's totally fine. It's good to trade a little longer. Micros keep the profits small, yeah. Can the bootcamp video classes be played back if you miss it? Yeah, that's the best part. They are recorded. Let me show you guys the bootcamp really quick. Let me give you a quick tour of Rocket Place. Okay. You guys have never seen Rocket Place. I built a WAP killer, by the way. As soon as I get some resources behind this, I'm going to market the shit out of this thing. Right now, all of our resources are spent on upgrading our technology right now. But Marketplace, I built a financial marketplace. I've got thousands of people already signed up on it to sell. A lot of people already run their businesses on it. And my friends that just joined, I actually am giving it to them for free. So essentially WAP takes a commission from your sales. We built what, something we were actually building at the same time WAP was, of just a slower process. And ours is free because fuck you, WAP. That's why. And so we're not going to take commission from Discord sales, totally free. And so on the marketplace, you can go in there and all these vendors, there's tons of people, tons of big names on there. They all put their businesses and they all run their businesses through us now. You can basically go to any vendor. So I'm on my own marketplace. You can see like all my socials are here. All my customer reviews are here. I've got like a video showcasing my products and stuff. This is our boot camp. This is the monthly. And so all of my tools, including the platform, are available in this marketplace that we built, also called the Rocket Place. Once you log in, you can see that like you have my app section, which will have your Rocket Scooter platform. Just click launch to launch it. My communities has a list of all the Discord communities that you've joined through the marketplace. Your courses has a list of all the different courses you've taken. So an example, 20 days profitability mindset. If I click launch, all the courses are already here. And you can actually just go in there and play the videos from here. I think my sound is turned off. But essentially, you can just play the videos and get all the handouts here. I think my browser tab is crashed just for a second. There we go. But you get your handouts that are here, and then you get your notes in the video. You can watch it. I think I need to reload the browser here.
Today is a class.
There we go. Sorry, my browser's being funky right now. But yeah, so all the videos will be... That is so weird. I think my video codec is messing up because of my streaming encoder. So playing a video while I'm streaming is kind of making things on my browser tabs glitchy. My YouTube just glitched out for some reason. Anywho, you can play the videos from here just straight up. Let me go back to dashboard. And yeah, and so also, if you guys want to become affiliates for Rocket Scooter, make a little cash on the side, we have an affiliate program where essentially this is me as a customer, but if I was an affiliate of somebody, I can have my own code, my own link, and then help people sell. So you have friends that want to get into Rocket Scooter or whatever, you can go become an affiliate as well with our affiliate program and have like instant cash payouts from the website if you make any sales, right? So our marketplace is pretty cool. Like I put a lot of effort into it. You saw Jake Rujasic. Yeah, Jake's on there. But you guys can access all of your tools from Rocket Scooter back on your Rocketplace dashboard. So everything we sell, our indicators, our platform, all that, it's all in your dashboard. Still need to claim your giveaway. From when, Lydia? When did you win something? Technically, the rules are you got an hour to claim it while you're on the stream. So is it for the boot camp or is it for a prop firm account? If it's the boot camp, I don't care. You can get in if you won. If it's for the prop firm account, we already gave your account away to someone else if you miss it. Boot camp, just message Slacks for your boot camp. What's the difference between the last boot camp and this new one? So we do it live, right? And every single time, not only will you get more information out of it, but it's tailored to the current market circumstance. And at the end of every bootcamp session, we go over the night's trading setup that I'm going to run. And it sticks a little better because, you know, people that took the bootcamp in March were obviously dealing with a sell-off crash market. And then they took it again in May, and they're dealing with like a steady, stable bull market. So your perspective will be different. And also when we're teaching the classes, the examples I give are reflective of the current market conditions, right? Bum, 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 bum. Nope. We gotta have 1,000 viewers for the funded, but we're gonna give away Funded Next accounts today. And Funded Next is about to come out with a straight to funded program, which I'm excited to share with you guys. Like I said, I've kind of been like quiet on mentioning their stuff until they got their upgrades because they're upgrading their website. I'm still trading with Funded Next and I love it. I've taken like 10K of payouts with these guys already in the month I've been with them. Pretty solid. Their straight to funded program is going to be very competitive and very good. But they just got overloaded with this huge sale they had. And before, I'm waiting for things to calm down before I really like talk about it much. But they're great as well. So we're gonna give away some Funded Next accounts. They're like upgrading their infrastructure. They're changing a lot of their rules. They're changing a lot of their stuff in a good way because we gave them a ton of feedback. So I'd like for you guys to get involved with them on the next iteration of, this month when they get everything kind of like stable. And the straight to funded program is going to be pretty awesome there, which I like. You guys know me, straight to funded. Now, if they don't, their whole thing is they don't have payout caps in general. 0 payout caps at Funded Next. This is why I love them. They're the next apex for the big fat payouts. That's who I'm trading with. The top 4 accounts in my little picture here is Funded Next. Uncapped payouts, dude. Everyone has capped. Now, I don't know if their straight to funded will be uncapped because it's hard to have an uncapped straight to funded. As Fast Track blew up, they had a straight to funded, I think. You have to be very careful with straight to funded. ETFs is capped. Tradeifys is capped. Capped is the way to keep it safe for the firm as well as beneficial to you. You can assume a straight to funded program is where you'll go and like 10x your money. You're not going to go make $1 million payout. You might pay, $500 or $600 and walk away with, $5,000 payouts for your investment, which is good. I mean, it's nice and clean, quick. But we'll see if Funded Next what they're doing because their whole model is uncapped payouts. So if their direct to funded program is uncapped payouts, I don't even know how they're going to manage to make that work. But if that is, I'm going to milk that shit dry. They have a discount. Code ROCKET is the discount. We get 5% off currently, which is the biggest sale you can get with them right now. Funded Next. Yeah. So. Why are uncapped so attractive during sim? No, it's during the funded stage, Kwang. So they don't have live accounts there. They only do sim funded. So there's no live step. There's basically you go from eval to sim funded. And once you're sim funded, most of the firms will have like payout caps or payout throttles or whatever. Like My Funded Futures has a payout cap and all this stuff. They have, windows and everything. Funded Next is no payout window. No cap payouts. No, you can take half of your balance in a lump sum in the first 30 days. And after 30 days, you can take your entire balance. So if you accumulated like $500,000, you can take 250 of it in the first 30 days whenever you make it there. So back from the stream. What's up, son? How did you do? Oh, by the way, Tyler, I was going to let you know, we finally got in the rocket scooter themed jock straps extra small for you. I had to get them custom made, but we have them. So that'll be good. I also got 2 for myself, so we're good. The small dick club lineup. How's your stream, dude? Like, it sucks that we stream at the same time because I can't hang out with you. But I'd love to check it out. I watch like at the end. iDoc check. She watches it too. She's like in both of our streams. So I need to. I'll watch it today. Solid no trades today. That's good. No trade day is always a good day. Strategic avoidance, as we say. So I have to get to 99 there the entire time. LOL. Yeah, for the most part, Michael. That's right. Yeah, Uncle Sam will take a big chunk of your $1 million payout. That's for sure. But hopefully we'll see where their straight to funded program is going. Be kind of nice to see what they end up doing. So Tyler, the Funded Next is making a straight to funded program. As their whole motto is like, we're uncapped payouts, and straight to funded doesn't really work with uncapped payouts. It's too risky. I don't know what they're going to do. If they make it uncapped payouts, then it's a fucking race to see who can bankrupt that company first. And I'll be the first in line to do it. But if it's uncapped payouts, I don't know. It's probably going to be capped payouts, but we'll see what they do. You're like 0 chance to do that. So it's, yeah, probably 0 chance to do it. They'll probably have to do some kind of payout window like everyone else does. Yeah. Remember, jock straps shrink in the wash. Well, that's why I got extra small. That way it shrinks into a XX small. That way it'll fit after the first wash. Can I check NASDAQ? Yeah, let's check it. We're still kind of playing at that same like yellow line area here. Usually when you try to lose and you reclaim, that's usually strong bullishness for the continuation. It's very rare that you'll lose it and then come back to it and then sell off again. So it looks like it's trying to support for a second wave. Looks like it didn't get my A+ down in here, but that's all right. I'm still cool with almost 10K today. All my accounts are green, which is lovely. I haven't touched my funded futures yet. I was planning on stabbing it there as well. I just didn't get through my DOMs in time. And then my Tradeifys were all messed up and I was like, wait, which DOM is which? And then I was just, by the time it already moved, I was like, yeah, I'll miss that one today. If a terrorist attack was to happen, can the market crash as soon as the news has come out? If a terrorist attack were to happen, this is what the market would see, okay? If something, now depending on the size or whatever of it, again, that would be a direct involvement. Now again, keep thinking like 9/11, right? Things like this. This would change the narrative of the war stuff, okay? What would happen is the market would do this, you know, and then do this, and then sort of like do this, and then probably start selling. The idea that Trump wants to just do like a Hiroshima sort of thing, like a decisive strike or two, just to show people that we're serious and you better negotiate or else. That's kind of where we are right now. It's like, you know, he bombed and says, all right, now time for peace. It's almost like a show of force, right? We just cleared out a military objective. We're not trying to go to war. And we don't want to go to war. But if there's a terrorist attack, like a sleeper cell in Iran that's hitting the country, it could draw us into a conflict. And Wall Street, whether it does or doesn't, Wall Street will think that it will. And the market would sell off pretty heavily in this climate on a terrorist attack that day. The market would dump. It probably would just immediately fall straight down, probably jump up because people are like, you know, always buying the dip, and then ultimately sell. Yeah. Any chance we could talk to the supplier? Or the jock shop supplier for a XX small? LOL. Tesla perfect long at the open and him's perfect short at the open. Markets are still working. Yeah, markets are still working good today, which I'm fine. So Victor, you weren't the Victor on Tradeify's TV today? They had a special guest that just said Victor. Did y'all see that on the tweet? I knew it. I was like, it had to be our Victor. Here we go. But it's not spelled right. This is the thing. They misspelled your name. Our first live trader on stream, Victor has been consistently performing at a high level and sets the bar for live trading excellence. Clearly, it's got to be our Victor, right? That's what I thought. Oh, J-Dun is going to be on there on Wednesday. That's cool. They are bunker bombs of peace and explode freedom. That's funny. So hopefully we don't get an attack, but if we do, the thing becomes the same rhetoric as always, right? They're going to have half the people saying, you know, it's a false flag. It's like 9/11, blah, blah, blah. CIA's behind it. Israel's behind it to draw us into the war. You know, the same things people always say. Half the people will be like, no, it's real. We should go to war. Half the people are like, we shouldn't go to war. Chances are, if we get hit with a terrorist attack, we probably won't go to war because we just don't want to. But if we did want to go to war, like there was a resource like oil or something that we wanted, America's never not been able to, you know, pursue it to gain control of our valuable resources. False flag or not. I don't think there's any real reason that we would want to engage in a conflict with them at this time. Trump's rather going to fight the economic game with tariffs rather than deal with that. I think he just literally wants to wipe their nuclear program off the face of the planet when no one did before. And they are dangerous because they're a fucking dangerous fascist regime that oppresses their own people. And even my Persian friends from Houston are like, I hope we go to war with them to topple the regime, because I have family that lives over there and they fucking hate it. And so, you know, I get a lot of people kind of just want to see the regime knocked out and get back to the prosperous society they once had. And, you know, I feel for the people over there because there's a lot of people that don't like the way that it is. And, you know, I think Trump is just like, all right, let's just kind of like, you know, get rid of their nuclear program and get the ball rolling for the rest of the, you know, for the rest of the people. Houston is like a massive Persian community. Oh my God. But then who fills the leadership void? I mean, you know, before that, what used to be, it was a monarchy, right? Before the revolution and wherever it was, 70s. It would, like I said, I think it'd be very, very possible to run a democracy. They were like, before the revolution, especially in the Middle East, and Iran was one of the more westernized countries. They had a lot of Western ideals and ideas, and so they would be more easily adopt like a democracy more than like Afghanistan would have, you know, like they already were very Western minded. So it might be very simple to, you know, have them revert to a more of a democratic state. Or a monarchy always worked as well in the past. But like, you know, a monarchy that was more like republic-like instead of just, you know, almost like the UK, right? Where it's like a leader, but you also have like a parliament or a congress or something. Either way. I don't think we want to start a ground campaign over there. We just are going to knock out targets and let it be. But yeah, if there was a terrorist attack, the market would probably flip out for a day. I would be very careful of that. Or the son of the prince who was ousted is trying to get the people to rise up and overthrow. Yeah, I was hearing about that. True, you have a lot of reviews saying they don't like the leaders, but commit war with concern for the civilians' sake. Yeah, like it's so crazy because, you know, it's like this is more just a, you know, it's like it's the leadership that's the problem. You know, the citizens aren't necessarily on board unanimously with the leadership. The people want the son of Shah, Riva Pahlavi, to run the country. Like, to destabilize and rebuild. Yeah. So, I'm going to stand by the fact that we don't want to go... We don't want to go to war, even though we might. Like that, somebody mistook what I was saying on stream the other day when I said we don't want to go to war, and then somebody was in my Twitter like, you said we're not going to bomb them when we bomb them. I'm like, what a fucking idiot. We don't want to go to war like in Iraq. Like we don't want to do that. We might bomb them every once in a while, knock out a target or two, but you know, we're gonna have 0 shots fired at any of the major cities in America in a ground war. Maybe retaliation from, you know, a terrorist sleeper cell. That's the one thing I'm worried about. But I don't think we're going to be engaging in a big war. So I think the market's cool. The only reason I talk about this because it's about the market. I think the market's cool. Terrorist attack would sell off for the day, but I don't think it would. I know we have to wait to see what the response is. People would sell off because they think, okay, that's going to draw us into a war like 9/11 did. All right. Somebody says the U.S. should not be in the business of overthrowing governments for the sake of regime change without legitimate threat. Yeah, I agree. I agree. But I think also regime change is along the lines of, you know, America kind of has a standard as far as, you know, the way you treat its citizens and whether you believe it's fair or not. I don't think any of you have ever been dragged out in the street and shot to death for showing your hair as a woman. You know, this kind of shit needs to end, right? And there's just, you know, some people still live in the dark ages and have nuclear weapons at the same time. You kind of need to push a button and remove them, right? There's no rationality to that. It's a highly irrational governing state there, and it's based on, you know, hyper religious ideologies and hatred towards your religious enemies and stuff. It's a very dangerous situation to have somebody like that holding nukes. So North Korea, well, yeah, I mean, it's like I agree, we shouldn't be in the business of overthrowing regimes because we just don't like them. But you kind of do see that as a global threat. At least I do. And so I'd make an exception for North Korea and Iran like any day. You kind of remove the leadership there and let the people pull the people out of the massive like oppression they're dealing with and allow them to just govern themselves, you know. That's but yeah, I agree. We shouldn't be like policing everybody in the world. And we do have to parent some people. Hold up. Yeah, I don't think that's our motive here. I think our motive here is mostly, you guys are saying, if it's a nuclear threat, why would we strike? I really just think I think it's as plain face as you see. I don't think there's any ulterior motives here. I really just think that the goal is to start something that they themselves can finish, or that the citizens there can finish, or Israel can finish, or whatever. Remove nukes. That's really what we did. We just bombed their nuclear facility. That's it. We're not taking out economic targets. We're not taking out military targets. We just knocked out a nuclear research facility, literally, as they said they wanted to do. And that's, I think, is as far as it'll probably go. At least that's what I hope. I don't think it's the US's desire to remove the dictator. I think that it's Israel's desire to remove the dictator. I don't think the US cares as much of that, but I think they just don't want them to have the nukes. I don't think we're going to spend a lot of resources overthrowing the regime. I think Israel is going to try to do that. Spy Bull Zone bottom. Are we there? Let's tap it with 1. Yep. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you, Simon. How are we good on this one? All right, let's tap it with 1. Yeah, that works so well in Libya, Iraq, Afghanistan. Yeah, that's exactly. Well, that's what I'm saying. That's exactly why we don't want to do it, as Christoph is saying. I don't think we want to go to a war because it's not going to do anything. What I think is smarter is for us to, you know, inspire the people to rise up, to do their own fight, right? I don't think we would go into. That's why I keep saying I don't think we went into a ground war because nobody wants to be in another 5 to 10 year thing. As Christoph said, I don't think is what we should be doing at all. And somebody says it's heartbreaking. We don't realize how blessed we are to be in the United States. I know, right? Iranian response, most likely something coming in the next couple of hours. I remember that they were like a couple weeks ago, this will be the biggest display the world's ever seen, some kind of threat like that. And I don't even remember if anything happened. But yeah, be very, very careful. Like, you know, like I'm very worried that there may be some kind of terrorist type attack or something. Or, yeah, the only reason we're talking about that because somebody asked if a terrorist attack would drop the market. Yeah, the market would sell off really hard on the note of that. Yeah. All right, bull zone bottom. Thank you, Simon, on that. All right, let's hang on to that, see what we get. I don't like that it came down in 2 waves, but I'll still maybe kind of like try and get something good out of it. But yeah, I don't think we want a full-scale conflict. We might just bomb a few targets here and there. But I could be wrong. Like I said, I'm not a military. I'm not on Trump's cabinet. I don't know what they want to do. My job is just to guess with the available information. And like I say, I don't think we want to do a long-term campaign over there. Trump's whole thing is usually to bark really big and then get people to do what he wants, or just do a solid, swift display of force or power, like something over the top, like just smash and run, you know, like. So my thought is that we, hopefully our involvement ends very quickly. I think Greg is right. The people of Iran need to step up and do it themselves, or at least be asking for help. Right. I think that whatever's happening right now, call me crazy, but I have this really good feeling that all of this is going to end up with like peace in the Middle East. Something's going to happen. Everyone's going to become friends. They're going to become friends with this. I just feel like the result of all of this is going to be that regime's going to be overthrown by somebody, and then everyone shakes hands and they become like this big economic powerhouse of friends. Like, I know I'm an idealist there. There's a lot of things that these people still need to work out amongst themselves, but I feel like destabilizing Iran's like leadership, whoever does it, would be huge for like peace between everybody over there. The power of Trump. He has the ability to make stuff like that happen. Of all the presidents we've had, he's probably the only one that could do it in whatever way they're trying to do it. But that'd be so great to see Israel and Iran become friends, you know? Kind of nice. Yeah, I think the idea of why we struck the way that we did is just to like show them. It's to show them and to show their people. Like, imagine if you're a citizen over there and you're like, I don't like the regime, but I'm just going to be quiet about it. Then you're a citizen over there and realize, oh, wow, we can't fight out the Americans. They're going to destroy us. That might empower you to rise up further. You realize you stand absolutely no chance in a war with the U.S. and you don't want to see your homeland demolished, and you might actually be more inspired to fight for your cause. I think a lot of that psychology is what's at play. I think, you know, a strong, decisive hit really just shows them that they can't. They stand no chance, right? It's to kind of like just call someone's bluff, I think. And I think it's going to basically stop there with us. I don't think we're going to be doing much more. Almost give away time. Bow, 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 bow. Well, yeah, a lot of the bickering over there is all religious war. A lot of it is. Which, you know, even as a religious person or not a religious person, you have to think that there, you know, the time in global history for religious wars should have been thousands of years behind us, you know. In the modern world, there's no place for that. It's not a civilized mindset to have religious wars. When all religions tend to teach peace and harmony, why there's radical sides of it that try to like make the enemy, you know, like the job is to convert people. It's not like the Crusades anymore, you know. Honestly, if I could push a button to just in religious wars, I would. But yeah, kind of hard to. But I think in the modern day, people are more secular than they ever were before. The younger generations tend to be more okay with each other's differences, I think. Mostly just indoctrinated by their parents and stuff. But like, as the world becomes more and more blended together, people are more tolerant. I think that we're going down that trend. This will be a thing of the past. I think in a couple more generations, people will be fighting much less, I think. People just be either rich, fat, and comfortable like America. Nobody wants to be starving, poor, and living in a war zone. Fighting for their god of choice. Like, this is going to die out. And everyone's going to get along. Aren't they afraid of having an atomic bomb dropped on them in the U.S.? There's no way an atomic bomb would come anywhere close to U.S. shores. Number one, Iran can't even fire a missile. Can't even, you know, barely touch its neighbors in the region. Its missile power doesn't fly that far. And there's no way anybody's going to bring a bomb to U.S. shores without us knowing about it and doing everything to intercept it. Yeah. At all. That like zero chance. Like there is, we'll see it coming from a mile away. Even if they go into outer space and fly a space shuttle and try to drop that thing, we'll find it. Yeah, like a dirty bomb is more likely. Yeah, something like that. Yeah, nobody's going to get a nuke over here. Yep, terrorist, like supercell terrorist groups, maybe. But all right, so bot bulls on bottom down in here. S&P, we'll see if this holds. Tradeify straight to funded giveaway. Nope, we didn't have 1,000 people. We're going to do funded next giveaway. So if you guys, whenever in the mornings, y'all got to come early in the mornings. As soon as we hit 1,000 people, we do the giveaway. It means you got to be here every day when the stream starts. So if we hit 1,000 people in the first 10 minutes, we'll do the giveaway right there. So the goal is to get the stream to 1,000. So you guys all got to come at the start of the day. And at least leave the stream open to get the numbers up. And yeah. Somebody worried about Korea or Russia? I wouldn't be worried about either one of them. I think we're friendlier with both those countries than most people think. Donald Trump literally talks to Putin and probably Kim Jong-un all the time. I mean, he's like, you know, they seem to all be on a similar page of not wanting conflict with each other. I mean, like I feel like Donald Trump and North Korea are like buddies now. But anyways, the conversation is just more along the lines of, I don't think we want to enter a ground scale or a large scale invasion, ground war kind of thing. Back in liquidity pocket again. This will be nice. I just tapped one contract right on the boundary here. I thought I was gonna do some micros, but I just hit it with one mini anyways. Yeah, Iran calls its friends for help, and they're like, yeah, no, you're trying to close the strait, and we can't ship our oil. No thanks. You're on your own, bro. That's what I think is going to happen. Like, their messages left on read. That's funny. Oh, yeah. Remember that time you tried to shut us off from selling our oil to China? Oh, I don't know, man. You're on your own, buddy. I don't understand the reason for that move. I think that's completely like geopolitical suicide. Who are you hurting by closing off the strait? Like, what's the point of that? You're literally hurting China. Like, I don't understand. Maybe I'm missing some pieces there. Giveaway time. Oh, it is getting close to giveaway time. Yeah, you guys. All right, so here's the thing. Come in the mornings because the giveaway time is going to be flexible every day. As soon as we hit 1,000 people, we'll start doing the giveaway even faster with an extra funded account. We go. All right, so today we're going to be doing a giveaway for Funded Next, celebrating their newly announced, soon to come, straight to funded program on Funded Next. I love using these guys. They are you can see at the top of my screen, there's 2 accounts right here, or 2 different DOMs here. The top 4 accounts, these are Funded Next. Uncapped payouts, no profit split. End of the day, drawn on accounts are fantastic. So no profit split either. You keep 100% of what you make. You can DCA. There's a 40% consistency, which is really good. It's better than Tradeify growth, which is 35. Pass in 3 days, get funded. I've taken close to like 10K in payouts from these guys, and I've only been with them for a month. It's pretty good experience. They're still working on staffing up their customer service because they got really popular really fast. And very excited to see what they do with this direct-to-funded program they're doing. All right, you guys hang tight. I'll be right back. Funded Next, type it in chat. I'll take a quick restroom break. I'll be right back. Don't forget, keep using our codes. The more you guys use our codes, the more leverage we get from our giveaway accounts. Use Rocket Scooter everywhere you go. All right, we are back. Bull zone bottom tap on S&P futures. Res is still good. Should be all right. See if we can get anything. One more trade. I tapped it with the contract. Let's see, what does Nasdaq look like? A little movement on this S&P here, looking nice. It's still a little sensitive, I think. All right, guys, you ready to do this?
The hedge pressure resilience. Support in the bull zone. Everything rocket scooter.
You guys know the drill. Type on the next in chat.
The hedge pressure resilience. Support in the bull zone. Everything rocket scooter. All you need and all you want. Rocket scooter. Rocket scooter's the
Okay, we're doing 2 Funded X giveaway accounts. I think these are 50K, something like that. I'll figure it out later.
Rocket scooter, best system in the world. Rocket scooter, rocket scooter, rocket scooter. Rocket scooter, best system in the world. Rocket scooter, rocket scooter, rocket scooter. Rocket scooter, best system in the world.
Mr. Cito, winner number 1. Type something in chat, buddy. Congrats. Also, I'm gonna be announcing special giveaway towards the end of the stream. Don't go anywhere. Before we head over to My Funded Futures, I got some other announcement to make. Mr. Cito, type something in chat. Ew. All right, good. We'll do 2 today. Next month, guess what? We have more giveaway accounts to give next month. Even more than this month. So it'll be fun. We usually do between 2 and 4 a day. My goal when we get to 1,000 viewers would be to do at least 5 a day. I'm gonna go out there and buy a whole lot more accounts for you guys. Yeah. Elaine Murray. All right, Cito and Elaine. Congrats. Type something in chat. You guys need to do 2 things.
Candles talking to me, I don't need new friends. Rocket scooter running plays, we ain't here to pretend. Numbers don't lie, but emotions emotions do. Fear and greed, man, they cloud your view. Stick to
Elaine
the
Murray.
plan, we gon' see this through. Man, got the
Congrats. Okay.
blueprint.
All right.
Let me
So,
show it to you. Yeah, trade smart, no
my glasses
FOMO,
fell behind me.
chase.
What you guys need to do
Slow, but I
is
keep my pace. Bag getting heavy, no time to waste. Rocket scooter,
take a
yeah, we setting
screenshot
the
of
stage.
your
See the
YouTube account
breakout,
ID.
volume on the rise. NQ moving, got that fire in
From
my
your
eyes.
perspective, open it up
Never leverage, gotta strategize.
so we can see it's you.
Compound, yeah, watch it
Go to Discord,
maximize.
send our
They don't
admin
understand
Slacks,
grind, only see the
SLACKS, a message within the next hour.
Yeah, put in
Discord
time.
link is in description.
The method, not a
I'll hook you up.
line. Price, action, talking
Congrats, guys.
in between
Okay,
the
we're going to be doing giveaways on MyFunded TV in a little bit. So we go to MyFunded TV. I want all 7,800 of you to go over there. I'm the host of MyFunded TV's lunch program, and we give away 20 to 50 accounts every time. So I want all 7,800 of you to come over there because they do massive giveaways. This is a huge event they do every day. And support us over there as well. Today, boot camp starts up today.
numbers don't lie.
If you have not signed up for our boot camp, what are you waiting for?
Stick to the plan, we
This is the coolest and biggest thing that we do. Let me tell you guys really quick. It starts right at market close.
yeah, trade smart, no FOMO, no chase. Money comes slow, but I keep my pace. Bag getting heavy, no time to waste.
And if you guys have taken the boot camp, at least the last session, please feel free to leave a review.
NQ moving, got that fire in my eyes. Never over leverage, gotta strategize.
You can read all the reviews of people that have done it. This is the customer and what they've said. It shows what they bought. So it's somebody actually bought the thing.
That's the only way.
And it's just read the reviews. There's just,
Rocket scooter up, we don't fade away.
this has been a game changer for my futures trading. It's a comprehensive tool designed to help traders understand market dynamics, develop effective risk management skills. This is cool. It's been absolutely mind-blowing. And Matt was a genius, and Rocket Scooter is an amazing platform. This class has gone far, far, far deeper than I've ever expected. Cool. So anyways, you guys can read what people said if you want to check it out. But if you are interested in signing up, it's $1 a day. That's it. $1 per class. We start today. We do it every 2 months, and we start today. It's a whole process designed to reshape you into a expert risk management thinking trader. You don't have the 20 bucks? Really? Are you trading? Are you just watching trading from the sidelines? Yeah, if you don't have 20 bucks, then I mean, take it easy for sure. Is membership still $159 a month? It is, yeah. $99 first month, $159 every month after. That's off of our initial $200 a month launch price. So if you pay for the last boot camp like around the 17th, no, it's you basically pay a monthly subscription to stay in the boot camp during that month. So if you paid it on the 17th, you're good through the 17th, and then you just pay again to keep going. So essentially, wherever you jump in, you just recur $20 every month until you want to stop coming. Yeah. But it also gives you Discord access as well. And we start today with the Edge and Probabilities. And Edge and Probabilities is our kind of like flagship class that goes over. And I'll show you guys some of the handouts from the first class just so you can see what it is. It's very comprehensive. We give you a lot of stuff to go over. We teach you entries, we teach you exits, we teach you how to size correctly. We teach you some of our best long and short setups, the probabilities that go with them. These are all the tools and stuff. The first class comes with like backtest probabilities, why some of our stuff is 68%, 73% probable, how each of the different setups has probabilities that go with them. These are backtests performed by some of our folks in the class, and we give you a PDF that has essentially what our edge is right out the door and how we use essentially statistics to align ourselves with the with the correct side of the market. So the 3 tenets we train on is trend identification, risk and position management, and then strategic market avoidance strategies, like when to sit out where you know you need to be sitting out. We have a lot of rules. Am I looking to add another contract? No, I think on this one, I don't need to take a lot of risk. I'm just inching forward. I thought about adding and adding again. I might just hang on to one as like an all or nothing. Either I just stop out here and lose the 500 bucks, or I just hold on for some extra high close here. As the conditions are still stable, all your resiliences are positive right now. The market looks clean enough to at least maybe support from here. Although I don't like the fact that it's inched its way lower. It's starting to feel like Friday again, where the market is just like not picking any upper momentum again. Each class is about an hour long. Then there's 30 minutes at the end of the class where we discuss the night setup for the coming night. The first 2 classes are about 2 hours long each. They're really detailed, the first 2. We're moving the streaming to in my funded TV. So at 11:30 in 30 minutes, I'm hosting Lunch Money with Matt. Now, all of you guys that are coming to the stream, remember, be here in the mornings, because as soon as we hit that 1,000 member mark, you lock in for a Tradeify funded giveaway. We're getting up to like 9:20, 9:30. As soon as we tap 1,000, whether you stay or not, it triggers the giveaway. So as long as you get to 1,000, and then that triggers that extra account. I'll go out there and buy an extra funded account for you guys. Every 1,000 people we have. Or every 500 people we have. So if we do 1,500, I'll get a second one. Will there be a link for the boot camp in Discord? Yeah, there is. It's in the Zoom channel, Zoom call channel. Qatar suspends its airspace. Britain warns its citizens Qatar and the US evacuated the planes from the base there. Yeah, because they were threatening to like attack, you know, foreign diplomats and stuff. Like anybody over here that looks like they're American, we're going to go after you. That's why we're removing people, yeah. You have to buy your data feed if you bought lifetime. Yeah, unfortunately, you will always have a data feed cost even if you have lifetime software. The data feed is a separate thing. It pays the exchange for your data. We can't give you free data, unfortunately. It's recorded if you miss a day, yeah. Yep, they're all recorded, by the way. It starts at market close. I don't like this low consolidation right here, though. This is not so fun. Let me zoom in a little bit. Not fun. That's not picking up any juice from here. That'd be nice to get that same thing. Don't bring up Friday. Friday was tough. I know. Friday was like the same shit. It moved up and this inched its way lower. Friday was like, I was so up at the middle of the day, and the end of the day, I just sort of like... Yeah, like Friday, I got this big ass long trade out the door, and then it... Same thing, it's like the same exact feel of the day. Friday went like way up, and then while I was supporting a long setup I wanted to take, the market just like that. Same stuff, long and then like, are we gonna just not have this kind of market anymore? People are very scared to... Stocks aren't picking up a lot of momentum from here. That's just one thing. And it's weird that we've been chopping and flat for over almost a month now, with no real big advancement on the market. Just dips are getting bought up as traders are like still bullish, but there's no frenzy to be bullish from any price. Like we kind of want to see at least a frenzy to pick up the market, some kind of momentum. But the Fed dropped the bomb. Literally Israel and United States and Iran dropping bombs everywhere. I didn't necessarily overtrade on Friday. I have to take liquidity pockets as part of the strategy is to take them every time. So I'm forced to trade them every time because the statistics are good. So I can't just choose when I do and don't take them. Um, but yeah, I traded a lot on Friday, but the market forced me to take a lot of trades. And it fell through, God, it fell through a pocket. It fell through hedge pressure. We broke MHP, which was like the bigger problem. So. Let's hit that bottom bear zone here. Should be all right. Hang on in there. Like I said, I just planted one, and I probably could have got a better entry on that because when I saw the green, I jumped in like right here. That's all right. LP, bulls on bottom. Let's roll it. Come on. Hang in there. And like, where a little drawing tool go? All right, baby, let's roll it. Let's roll it higher. In about 25 minutes, I got to go to my funded TV, but you guys all come over there because we're doing a big old giveaway there. And of course, at the end of the month, which is coming up now, if you spend $1,000 using Rocket Scooter code, you can enter in for a lifetime membership with us. As you guys continue to use our code, obviously we take the proceeds, we turn it back around into giving the giveaway accounts for you guys as we get bigger and bigger. We now do 100 giveaway accounts a month. My goal is to keep doing that as much as we can. So if you guys are using prop firms, we actually get the best deal out there. There's if the prop firm site has a deal, our code gives you the same deal. So just get in the habit of using our code everywhere. For the 5 that you see on the screen at the top and the one right above my head. This turns out to be just like Friday, I'll be sad. You zoom in and make this a little bit easier to see. Kind of just like this little sort of same old Friday nonsense. Let's hold this though. Come on. Hit that bull zone. Stay in the area. We should be good. That's why we don't long up in that yellow line. You guys are much smarter than all of that. Maybe it's because we're too quiet on the tariffs front. You know, we haven't heard much advancement in news on that. Maybe people are just hesitant at these highs. Class tonight will be on Zoom call. So most of my accounts are funded. All of my accounts are funded. All of these that you see, they're all funded accounts. VIX is at triple B again. One more time. This is what I hate. The market's, again, threatening these key volatility levels. And it's been crazy seeing the market just like on a standstill here. We get T's of the bull market. Nope. T's of the bull market. Nope. T's of the bull market. Maybe nope. We need this down here. This obviously is a short squeeze as well, just by the way it was, you know, propagating just that curvature here. Now we can't see if we pick up any bullishness here. Something very algorithmic away, the way that this is pricing lower. It looks like it's just tracking some stocks with low volume. The index itself is not getting a lot of volume on its own. It's just kind of tracking some fading on the stocks. It just feels mechanical, like in this tight range here. Let's see what some of the bigger stocks are doing. Yeah, Apple just sold off. Nvidia chilling. Amazon not really rallying. Google up and then way back down. Microsoft up. That's weird. Tech is like all over the place today. Well, EST, right? All right. Ooh, the jalapeno chips are spicy. Do I have my own live account? I do. Even my own personal account? I do, yeah. Since my stream is just focusing on prop firms. Oh boy. Woo! The jalapeno chip is good. When that pepper hits you in the throat the right way. Oh yeah. I do have a personal account. I just don't, it's not part of my stream. Dude, I love spicy stuff. Oh yeah. Yeah, so the focus of my stream are to showcase the prop firm partners I work with, My Funded Futures, Funded Next, and Tradeify. I also have Top Step. I also have my own live account. I also have my own options account that I trade. And those I don't really focus on the stream. I did for a while, but I realized that Prop firms are kind of like what the audience really wants to see. And so what I do is like commit to showing a certain amount of accounts, and that way that's all I show. Like I don't go on Twitter and show my real account. Like if I were to, my goal is if I were to do anything like that, I have to commit to doing that so that people can follow the journey in all of them. A lot of these influencers out there will show like their winning account here, their winning account here, and every day it's like I won in this account, I won in this account, and they're hiding their losing days. So I'd either have to commit to showing everything all the time, which is huge upkeep, you know, and instead I just say on my stream, the journey are these accounts, and I'll show you full history of these. And then, you know, it's like the options trades I do, I might share one big one every once in a while. Like when I was trying to bet on April the 10th after the big crash. Other than that, most of my other accounts, like Top Step, I don't ever even show it. Apex, I don't ever show it. My live account, I'm sorry, my personal trading account, I don't show it. My personal options account, I don't show it. There were times on my stream when I did focus on that. There was a time when I was just showing options just to see what the audience really wants to see. And you guys clearly have spoken that prop firms are the way to go. So our stream got 20 times as big since January. Used to, when I used to do my personal account, just like my trading challenges I used to do, I'd take a personal account, just trade it up. It didn't really get as much traction as when I show like how to trade through prop firms and get payouts. People want to see that more. I think it's more relevant in the current space. Am I still planning to hit the Top Step leaderboards this year? I haven't even really been trading them that much, as they're on this computer over here, and I keep forgetting to go over there and manage them. I've got so much to manage already, I kind of forget about it sometimes. Like right now, I'm like, oh shit, I have my Top Step. My goal is as soon as I go live with Tradeify, from there, then I'll probably start focusing on Top Step. But it might not be on the stream as much. It'll probably be traded off screen, because also remember, you know, I work for My Funded Futures now, so obviously it's like I can't exactly show everything anyways all the time anyways. My goal is to help grow them, so that's also part of the predicament of stuff. My live account, my personal accounts, I could probably show that whatever I wanted, but then it becomes, if you don't show it, or if you do show it, you got to show it every day. So it actually it does very well, as a matter of fact. My personal accounts all do very well. You see me like pick up my phone, that's usually where I'm trading my personal accounts, all on my phone. You want to hear some options trading too? I mean, yeah, I could do some of that if you guys like. I'm not the world's best options trader. I'm not bad. I probably wouldn't learn I wouldn't learn how to trade options from me. There's probably a million experts out there. I mean, I'm probably better than most people on YouTube and stuff who trade options, but I still wouldn't consider myself qualified enough to be like an options trading expert. So I don't know how much you guys will learn from me, although I'm pretty good. But I would reserve learning from someone who's like top of the line at it. There's probably like a lot of intricacies that I don't consider that I probably should, but I haven't really been, you know, I casually trade options. Not like futures. And futures, you know me, I think I'm the best ever. No, I'm just kidding. But no, I do think that. In options though, I'll glad to admit I'm far from an expert. Although how options work, I would say that I am an expert. The math behind them, I understand all of that. History of trading though, I haven't spent a significant amount of time day trading options to really be, I think, of any. I mean, the stuff I could teach about is probably useful, but I would say I'd like to learn from like a 20-year veteran or something, you know. Can we get some movement? Come on. All right, guys, I have to start getting ready for My Funded TV in a second. I'll give you all the link when we set up over there. They do massive giveaways on My Funded TV. I want you guys to make sure you show up, show your support when we head on over there. They have been very generous to us. Give me this huge donation every month to our stream to give away to you guys. And of course, on our stream with them, they give away as well a lot of accounts. So we head on over there in about 5 minutes. Elaine, can you go over to the contest channel? And then type in the contest channel at Slacks and message him. I'll get you. Are the options built into our platform? They are. Yeah. So what I'm saying is, as far as like understand, I can teach you options like textbook level, which is pretty good. I'm probably one of the best to do that. But like when it comes to trading and risk management and trade execution, that's a whole different level than understanding like how it all works. Trading just requires experience doing it. And like somebody that's been day trading options for 20 years, all day, every day. That's not me. I'm like casually swing trading options for big payouts. Andrew and Elaine, y'all are both here in chat next to each other. So Andrew is Slacks, by the way. Andrew, you might want to change your YouTube name to Slacks so that people know that it's you. Y'all connect in Discord under the contest channel. Don't. Where's my stop on the ES trade? Below the bear zone top, right here. If I lose the liquidity pocket, I'm out. It's like an all or nothing trade. I'm just in it. I'm in it for the liquidity. There's liquidity here. I'm betting that the market doesn't fall apart. If it does fall apart, I'm out right there. Just like on Friday, like I'll close out and be done. This is literally just like Friday. Big bursts at the open and then the market just kind of settles out. We are not, and I think there's just because we are approaching, you know, all-time highs and we're sitting here with a lot of problems. Tariffs, trade war, Fed's not going to cut rates that quick and the market's just going to sit flat. I fear that the market might be sitting flat like this for months. Like there's no momentum to break out of the highs. Like it seems like all the problems just piled up here right at the top. Summer doldrums, flat daily market, and you might get like your one trade and be done. Like second and third waves might not be a thing going forward. Oh, we'll see. Same as earlier today, man. That's just lame. Bear zone top right here is that second little test. Let's say right here. There's the push right at 60.25. And right now is about the time we head over to My Funded. So like I said, I might not want to take any more risks than this. Just the one contract. Ow, my neck is freaking hurting. All right, you guys, we're going to head on out of there. I'm going to drop the link in chat. Thank you for tuning in. Head on over to My Fund and we got to get ready to go. Here's the link. Everybody go there, type Matt and channel. We love Matt. We like Rocket Scooter. Show them where you came from. Give them the love. And thanks for tuning in, guys.
Trends we ride with heads held high. Resilience makes the weak ones fly. Future volume crystal clear. Rocket scooter leads, no fear. No more guesswork, no more loss. Seeing paths the others cross. Institutions will be seen.